Well, it's a shame that all of our friends have come and gone. Well, it's a shame that all of our friends have come and gone. It's a game that we play for far too long. Hiding here in the dark, just to let me in. And it feels so comfortable. This bit full of sin. Again and again. You tore it out of me. You tore it out. Seems as though it's been better for me. Watching rain trickle down your cheek, and this is still a way so complimentary. The sense is mine to give to you to keep. It seems as though it's been better for me. Watching rain trickle down your cheek, and persistent heat, mine so complimentary. The sense is mine to give to you to keep. Such a game we played for far too long. Hiding here in the dark, just to let me in. And it feels so comfortable. This bit full of sin. Again and again. Affect one in us. When my exhale.
Good evening, race fans. Konnichiwa. This is the final race of the Mind Series. It's been an awesome ride actually. 3-hour endurance events, 5 of them. This last one was supposed to be at Spa, but Spa is broken. Let me turn it off for a minute. Spa's broken, so we've changed and we are at the Yamagiwa and Miyabi version of Kyoto driving park for 3 hours. It's going to emulate a 24-hour period. Going to be a little bit different than this one. I've got the leaderboard up there. We'll go through it in a minute. But what we're going to do, we're going to do a 1 lap parade, one parade lap, should I say. Everyone's going to get involved, including me. So we've got 9 runners this evening. I'll also do the parade lap, and it's really just to give you a minute to reflect on. Oh, you know, a couple of minutes it takes to get around there, whatever it takes to get. Just to kind of reflect on why we're doing this. We've streamed these races for 15 hours, or it will be by the time we've finished here. And that's to highlight the 1 in 15 people who, over the course of their lifetime, would attempt to take their own life. You know, we've raised a little bit of money along the way, and we've had quite a lot of fun. But it is a serious reason why we've been doing this. We've raised 500 quid, and thank you to everyone that's donated. Absolutely awesome. Could not have done it without your help. We've had some great races along the way. You know, we started way back in December. We did Le Mans 24 hour, which is you know, iconic. We've been to Daytona. We've been to what else? We've been forgotten. Bathurst, of course. We went to Bathurst. We went to Bathurst. Went to Daytona. Then last time out, we were at the wonderful 24 hour at Nürburgring. Or Nürburgring. I don't know why I say Nürn. It's Nürburgring. That was a great race as well. A bit tedious for some. You know, it's a difficult track, but great race overall. Couldn't do Spa as we would have liked to because of the pit bug, but we have picked, I think, a really, really cool track. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the newly named Wiggys Wiggler because this format of the track, you actually turn right when we're at Wiggys Wiggler instead of left. So the corner's not actually there. We'll point it out though, of course. But we do have 1 parade lap coming up, which will be you know, just really a time of reflection. This is what we're going to do. We're going to have a quick look at the leaderboard. So, Star Group leads the way. It's 7 points clear over VR46. So that race, that's the one you want to be watching. Ghost is only 6 points back in that top 3. They're the 3, I think, battling it out for the podium here. Although Fubar, I think, over the course of this entire 5 race series, and I think across a number of races, Fubar's really deserved a podium. He just seems to elude him. But we'll see what he does in that RCF. We're in the group 2 cars today, so little bit different. You know, just can't race. Jay's out there today. Jay is in the GTR Nismo, which is also my choice. Rooms, who joined us from Daytona, racing really well. He's up in 7th place already. A really good couple of races. He's in the NSX. Cullum's not joining us. Neither is BM Racing. Grizz Troopers has gone for the GTR Nismo. He's on 21 points. Avalon's not with us. Black Mamba's not with us. Bandit is. Alex is driving that RCF GT 500. Jersey didn't come back after race number 1. Hardwire is joining us. He had 1 race already. He's joining us. But the room's been prepared. Let's do this thing. So I've just got to remove that and remove that. So I'm going to go in and be ready to go. Yes, the race is going to start in a minute. Let's leave the standings up quickly while we're just waiting. I'm going to put my sound on the screen so I can actually hear it. And you guys can as well now. There we go. I just like to hear it when I'm racing, so you might have a double echo until I stop talking, of course. Just waiting for Jay to start the race. But yes, we've got 9 runners. There'll be 10 with me for the time being. While he's going to set the grid, I think. It is a reverse championship order, and that will make for a very, very interesting race because you're going to have the 2 leaders, well, in fact, the three leaders in Ghost, Stormfly, and Wiggy, all at the back of the pack. Demos was set to join us, but he didn't arrive. He would have started at the very back because he hasn't actually competed. Would have been fair to stick him in the front. He hasn't been in any of these races. Leading us out will be, I think Hardwire's leading us out. Grizz Troopers just behind. Then it will be Old Man J. No, it won't be. Then Bandit. Then Old Man J. Then I can't remember who else. Then probably a Rooms. Fubar. Yes, yeah, Fubar, TJ. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, everyone's ticked in now. We are ready to do this formation lap. Yeah, I'll come back and chat to you after we've done this chisel. Fucking not spent out fucking 90k. Yeah, anyway, that's it. So basically that's another dusting. Yeah. purpose of that really was just literally just sort of a moment of reflection. We're going to do some photos and stuff from that of all the Mind logos and stuff, although I am aware there are a couple that haven't put the Mind logo on the car, which, you know, it is what it is. And they all know what this is for. Should be putting those logos up. Right, so let's go through the standings again very quickly. That's where we're at. So Star Group, 7 points clear. Wins the race, he's won the championship. It's that simple. However, VR46 needs to win the championship and Star Group not to finish in the top 3. Ghost needs both of them to finish plumb last and to win. Fubar, in order to get top 3, will need to win the race, or certainly finish in the top couple, and the 3 above him to finish very poorly. At least one of the 3. Ghost is probably the easiest target for him. He needs Ghost to finish last, and then he can be okay. Yellow Sausages obviously can't race. Jay certainly can get himself into the top 5. He'll overtake Yellow Sausages today, I would have thought, in terms of timings. Rooms will maybe, depending on where he finishes, might even jump Jay. Now, he came into the tournament at Daytona 2 races in, so it may well see him jumping up into the top 5 as well. Unlucky about that. Chris won the 50 points. He won the only 2 races he competed in, which were the first 2, and then had to go to hospital with his leg. So get well soon, man. I haven't heard from you for a while. We'll probably drop me a message. Let's see how you're getting on. Goodest Troopers, he's done the races he can. Good chance from him today. Certainly put him in and around. Well, he should overtake BM Racing, possibly Cullum as well, depending on his finish. We know Avalon's not racing. We know Black Mamba's not. Hardwire will be. Demos didn't show up, so 0 points for him. Hardwire should jump Jersey and Bandit back. Black Mamba probably Avalon as well. There we go. All done and dusted. I need to remove myself from the race. And yes, I know I had the driving line on, and that's because I've never driven this track competitively and didn't know which way the corners went, so that's why I turned it on, so I could learn the track. Congratulations, well done. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we know what is expected of us. Put that back on there. That's on there. Let's turn off the standings. Let's remind ourselves why we're doing this.
A donation of £20 could help 167 people take their first steps in getting mental health support through Mind's booklets.
£40 could help keep Mind's supportive online community side by side, open for another hour, helping to connect people and feel less alone.
Mental health problems affect 1 in 4 of us. Join Mind now in the fight for mental health.
Join Mind now in the fight for mental health.
So we're just waiting for the grid to reset and we will be back in the room. No, I didn't, Jason. I'm hoping somebody else did. I was busy with the stream. I kind of thought that Grizz was going to do it, but I get the impression that he didn't now. If he didn't, then we'll get a load together after the race, and we'll do it then. Essentially, but Simon Shane might not be listening actually. Yeah, I did get it on the broadcast, but I just assumed that somebody else was going to say it. I probably should have done it, in fairness. I apologise for that, but yeah, that would involve some form of multitasking, which I'm not great at, obviously. So everyone's back. I think the grid is going to be set. It's supposed to be reverse championship order. Oh, there's my little thingy box. It is working. I have a little chat box that's supposed to be up on the screen. It doesn't always work very well though. Yeah, so just waiting for the grid to be set. Rooms not checked in. Right, so let's talk about what's going on in Black Flag going forward. It's obviously our Saturday tournament of Super Formula will recommence. I know it's been a while. We put it on hold for a couple of reasons actually. We put it on hold, one for because we had Fusion coming up, then also to allow for this to take place. And then we're going to have, so we've got a couple of races left for Super Formula, and you know the guys enjoyed it, so we should finish. We were quite low on numbers towards the end for that, so hoping we can get the numbers back up and finish that. Then we've got a new endurance series. And it's either 2 or 3 hours. I have to check the details, but that'll be going up. It's actually on Sim Pro now, but times haven't been agreed yet. I think the tracks are all already picked. It's just the times need to be agreed. That's starting on Saturdays and Sundays, starting from next week, and they will appear on Sim Pro later today. It's a new handicap series that essentially, the quicker you get, the more ballast you have to drive with. So you would think that over the course of the season, it should slow you down a little bit. We'll certainly see if that's the case. It's quite an interesting format actually, because you know, the more races you win, you add 30 kilos of ballast every time you finish in the top 3. I think it's 30 kilos, 20 kilos, and 10 kilos for the top 3. And I mean, up to, you can end up putting on 120 kilos of weight, which is quite a lot in terms of putting on a race car. In terms of the different car setups, everything will be posted on Sim Pro later on today. Gives everyone a week to have a think about it and sign up. Right, I wonder what we're waiting for now. Everyone's in the room. I think the grid is set, so we just need to get started, really. I've brought a new thing into the stream. But so I can flash you up the tyre. Right, here we go. We are about to begin. So I can flash you up the tyres and the fuel at the top of the screen. But I'll show you as the race goes on, because a couple of people mentioned they wanted to see it. But the banner's up there for a reason. What we don't want is that there are some people that will like to watch the races and Right, so let's go on board with we're going to have to jump out and jump back in again when the lights change. Anyway, so it's reverse grid. So it is, we've got Hardwire out front, then Bandits, Grid's Troopers, Arooms, Old Man J. Right, let's jump out because it's this stupid thing. And we're back in. And everyone's away, and Bandits slow off the line. And that's given Grid's Troopers a great run down into the first corner. There we go. Get everything on the screen I wanted to see. So Arooms is up into that's a good jump from Arooms up into first place. Bandit running in second position. Let me remove that. Sorry. There we go. For some reason I keep losing the audio is back. Don't know what's happening with that. Right, now we're cooking. Now we are actually cooking. Right, so Arooms is in the lead and he is batting out with Stormfire. Stormfire with a massive move through the middle, and he knows what his job is today. He has absolutely melted that car through the middle up into the lead of this race. But Arooms is not letting him go. It's a battle of the Dutchman. Look at top four. Stormfly, Arooms, Bandit and TJ, all from the Netherlands, all battling out in the top four positions. And that is something I'll be looking forward to. The highest rated British driver at the moment is Fubar. Fubar getting involved up there, up behind TJ. Christo Bradford has started on pole. He's already down to 6th place. He's got Wiggy crawling all over the back of him. This is very fast paced to start off with. Wiggy back in 7th place, trying to make that move in the Coca-Cola livery. And they're looking up the inside now. Can he make that move? He makes the move, but they're side by side. Will he? He does concede. Aristo does concede. Can't stick with him. So that's a place gained by Wiggy. And he knows he needs to keep in touch with Stormfly to guarantee a win in this race series. Old Man J is in 8th place. He's already dropped 6.1 seconds back. And Grid's Troopers with a 2-second penalty back, 7/10 back. That's going to cost him some time now. And we're doing on board with, I think we're doing on board with Wiggy. So Fubar has got ahead of TJ up into 4th place. So Fubar already splitting those Dutch drivers. Can TJ hold on to the top 4, or is he going to get dropped and moved out of that order? But great start from Stormfly, great start from the Arooms. And Bandit running very well up in that top 3. Now bearing in mind that Bandit had a really poor outing at Melbourne. And I think it's most of the car. The Audis aren't great in this game, but none of them are. Even the TT is not a great car in GT7. But yeah, the car in GT4 is in but certainly doing much better now. So we can have a quick look at tyres and fuel for everybody. And this is how we actually do. There is the tyre and fuel data for everyone. We've got the clock there on the left hand side, you can see. 3 minutes into the race. But there we go, so we're looking at who's got what. So Stormfly is started on the soft compound tyre. Remember, it's 2 compounds required. Now, fuel-wise, they should be alright. It's not hugely fuel intensive, but it is very tyre intensive here. So we might see more pit stops than you expect during this 3-hour race. Now, most of our combined races have been 2 or 3 stoppers. I know that if you want stoppers, it will be more slightly different in the car, in that portion of the you could just hang out there forever. Arooms has gone for the medium compound tyre. So running up there on the mediums, he can stay up a bit longer, loses the back end, doesn't, but he does a brilliant job of keeping it on the racetrack. Fubar, he's on the soft compound tyre. He's got Bandit, he's up to 3rd place now. So he's already gone past Bandit, he's gone past TJ. With Bandit on the soft tyres as well. TJ trying to make a move, but TJ's running the medium zone, so he's going to go a little bit longer. Can he make that move on Bandit? He's tucked in behind at the moment, trying to find a way through. Can he find a way through? He's going in the pits early, so he's ditching those medium tyres really early. That might be a really good decision. That might prove to be one of the cleverest of the race, actually. Old Man J, he's on the soft tyres, he's starting early. His tactic, his and I think Chris' tactic for the first couple of races was to just do 1 lap on the medium compound tyre and ditch them. It worked quite well for first couple at Barfest and well, but it was a horrible tactic at Daytona, and it cost them both quite a lot of time. So I think they ditched that tactic now. Here, I don't think necessarily it's the right side. We'll see. British Troopers also opting for the soft compound tyre, as you can see. TJ's at the back of the pack. He's now on the soft tyres, but he's done the mandatory mediums and can do what he likes now for the rest of the race. He's got a game plan, and his game plan doesn't involve being in the lead on the early stages of this race. There we go, out in front. There is Stormfly. 2.9 seconds is the lead he's already got. Now, bear in mind that he started second to last on this reverse championship grid and just blasted a great start off the line and just blasted his way through into the lead of this race. Rooms, though, I think he's going to be one to watch here. He came in first race with us, and he's part of the TG racing team. He came and joined us for Daytona. He's been racing. He's been a good guy to have around, actually. He raced in the first one with Daytona. Absolutely got completely dialed in. And I won that race quite considerably. And I apologise for the background. My kids are mental. But he's at the moment 1.3 seconds clear of Fubo. He's made his way into that top three. And there he is. He's running that Lexus, which is not bad. To be fair, all the groups are pretty similar in terms of performance. I don't think there's that much. There's Wiggy in the Coca-Cola. We'll have a good look at all the deliveries in a minute. There's Wiggy running in fourth. He's made his way up. Fourth, I think, is not enough. He needs to be closer to Stormfly to guarantee first place in this championship. Bandit running in fifth place, just dropping down the order a little bit. Now seems to be dropping into the clutches of Hardwire. As it's through slow bracket, but he is So anyway, there is Hardwire is running in sixth place, trying to find a way around Bandit, both on the soft compound tyre. So it's really about pace. And at the moment, Christo just can't find that extra bit of pace to get in past Bandit. Old Man Jay is in seventh place. TJ starting to make his way, move his way forward. Old Man Jay already 96 seconds back from Hardwire at seventh. There is TJ. It's very, very early to get rid of those medium compound tyres because now he's planning on running as long as he can and as fast as he can on the soft compound tyres. And I think his game plan, he said his game plan was just to go really quick and not worry about tyres off the weekend, just to absolutely melt it. And I think, to be fair, that's probably the best strategy here. And it might serve him well. He's in the top three at the moment. The top three in the championship are Wiggy, Stormfly and TJ in that order. Higher up they finish, the more chance of guaranteeing that they stay in those positions. And there is British Troopers at the rear of the pack in the 88. He's gone for that GTR, really good. So let's have a little look at some of the horses over here. This is that's what I wanted. That's Stormfly's car, and it's a very, very colourful colour scheme. I'm liking that a lot. Little more logo there on the front. Yeah, I'm really, really liking the colour scheme there. Nice little black and blue with those amazing colours. Looking at Ruben's car, he's got a TCR logo on the side there. Ray's performance, he's gone for that Honda NSX. And light is really, really bright, vibrant colours on these cars today. I like mine with some black and white. Fubar, that is a yeah, that's a sight for that. That's a lot of orange there, but no, pretty darn good. I like it a lot. Yeah, liking that. Wiggy's gone for the Coca-Cola. That's really, yeah, I do like that. He's got all the requisites logos on there, and ING Bank, that's a Dutch bank. Probably the least colourful there's Risto with not one quad logo on his car. I know he's got some black just squeezed down the side of the bonnet. So he's done the bare minimum, which is, fun. There's TJ. Loving, I do love the colours of it. It's quite understated, but really cool. Love that little dappling effect in the orange and black, yellow and black on the front. Actually, it's one of my favourites. It's less is more. That's what I would say with that particular. British Troopers, absolutely smashing them off now. Loving it. Also, this is Troopers car as always. And Old Man Jay's gone for his trademark shiny blue with his orange roof. That's his trademark colour with his J on there and Union Jack on the back of the car, becoming a little trademark livery for him. And Roadrunner, of course. Always got to have the little Roadrunner. So there's your 9 runners in their cars. What's changed? Nothing. We're on lap 6. Stallfly 8.1 seconds clear. Fubar now up into second place. Fubar has a game plan, and that is to get that podium he so thoroughly has deserved. And he's every race in this endurance tournament, he's been just outside the top 3. And hopefully today, touch wood, today is his day, because if anybody out there deserves the top 3, it's got to be Fubar. It's just been bad luck and sort of second guessing himself on strategy sometimes. But yeah, thoroughly deserves the top 3. Like, to be fair, the top 3 that are there, some people deserve to be a lot of racing. But some people deserve it. Shouldn't say. There he is in second place. Room's running in third. Wiggy is back in fourth place. Still not close enough to Stallfly. One more place he needs. Ideally, it needs to be Stallfly first. Him second and third. Just to, I think third is enough to win to keep the he's 6 points clear at the moment. So anything more than a 5-point deficit. So basically fourth place, not good enough. Fourth place will relegate him to second in this championship. Right, let's do an onboard lap with Stallfly as we've got the opportunity to do so. So this is turn 1, and this is part of the track, and this is unchanged from and it's flat out from here, and you can keep it flat and change up to 7. The first braking zone actually is 5 or 6 corners in, it's here, nice and wide. It's only a little touch or a lift, not even a proper braking zone. The first time you really use your braking angle is at the bottom of the hill here, and this is a massive braking zone. Now that is where you usually find Wiggys Wiggler. That would usually go off to the left-hand side and up through the keyboard. This is where you pick up the Miami circle, and it's the opposite point of the way around on the as well. So then it turns around to the left-hand side, you see the right-hand side. And then you've got this big kind of sweeping left handle here. Now this, the answer this would be the other way around. And your pick will be there on the left hand side. This will be where you last lap comes on. So you turn back onto the yellow wild circuit here. For that's the other bit of Wiggys Wiggler essentially. Pick up, so you do actually drive Wiggys Wiggler. You should drive there. Very start and skip out the little middle bit on. But there we go. That is pretty much all of that bar this little bit here. Tricky little section this because we're kind of braking not quite in a straight line. You need to try lots of as straight as possible. But then you're not really in a straight line with braking. There's a lot more trail braking than anything else particularly. And then you're on the power, and that is the end of the lap. Holding quite well, up he goes. For another lap, he's on already at 8. 14 minutes into this 3-hour race. There's still loads to be getting on with. As it stands, Stallfly in the lead, 9.2 seconds clear of Fubar. Chasing him down he is right now. And I'll tell you what, I know what their tyres look like, but right now, actually, Stormfly is taking some shots out of it. Got the fastest lap at the moment, 202.5. Fubar with a 203.4 up into second place. But to me, it looks like he's looking after his tyres a little bit better. Only just though, only just. Rooms on the medium compound tyre. He's going to run a lot longer than these two up front, so he will at some stage take the lead of this race. And he's quite happy to run those medium tyres. We noticed TJ went straight into one of them. Wasn't happy to race on them. But at the moment, it's Fubar, Arun's Wiggy, and there's only a couple of seconds separate those three. This is the lead for Wiggy's car. Looks back, Bristow getting dropped now down. But there is a battle going on here for second place at the moment, and that is between Arun's, Fubar, Arun's, and Wiggy, all vying for a spot on the second second. Because let's face it, at the moment, Stormfly is winning this race. Now, Wiggy has done the math. He knows that third place there, Arun's, where Arun's is right now, is where he needs to be at the end of this race to win this Mind Endurance Championship. And I've got no doubt about it. He's got his game plan. He knows what he needs to do. And I have no doubt that he will be involved there or thereabouts. Go back to further down the order. There is. It's wrong with my keyboard controls back, man. I want my keyboard controls back because it's a pain in the arse. There is Risto Brafanov. He is hard wire. And he is 4.5 seconds back from Wiggy. And a battle going on between him and Bandit. Just 0.7 of a second ahead of him. A little wiggle there from Bandit. But he is on the start finish straight. That little wiggle has cost him a bit of time. It's cost him about half a second. Getting back on the power onto the start finish straight. This gives Hardwire a little bit of a bit of breathing room. 3.3 back to TJ. Remember, he pit very early. He's already got past Old Man J and Grizz Troopers up into 7th place. Now, out of sync a little bit. In terms of lap times, his lap times are very comparable with everyone out front except for Stormfly. But he's on a very different strategy. He's got rid of those medium tyres. He's going to be running the soft tyres and probably pit again around the time we see the runners coming in. But I think it will take a couple of pit windows just to see where he slots back in terms of race pace. Grizz Troopers 15 seconds back ahead of Old Man Joe, and he's 15 seconds back, 5 seconds out from Old Man J. We're at Kyoto Racing Park. And there he is, Old Man J. I thought he might be in the pits, which is well something, but he hasn't. He's had a couple of bad laps at 2:11. That was clearly not his finest moment. Grizz Troopers, fast lap for him is 2:04.3, which is only about a second off of the race pace for Fubar, Arun's, and Wiggy out second, third, and fourth. So if he can maintain that kind of pace, we could expect to see him putting in the challenge on Bristow, on Bandit. Very similar time. I mean, if you look at the fastest laps actually, right, it's a 2:02.5 for Stormfly. It's a 2:03.4, less than a second for Fubar, 2:03.8 for Arun's, 2:03.6 for Wiggy, all very comparable. Then we look at Hardwire and Bandit, 2:04.2, 2:04.2 for Bandit, 2:03.2 for TJ. So TJ's going at the same sort of pace as Fubar, Arun's, and Wiggy. Then we've got Hardwire, Bandit, Grizz Troopers 2:04.3, Old Man J at 2:06.0. So Old Man J really struggling for pace at the moment. But we know that he tends to be better at Japanese tracks than any others. So just needs to find a bit of rhythm is the thing, and a couple of seconds to lap essentially. Grizz Troopers, I tell you what, lately his form has improved. I think he's been practicing. Either that, he's been driving his ambulance really quick around most corners. So Stormfly in the lead, 11.4 seconds. This is a 3-hour race for Mind. We're raising money to raise awareness of mental health. This is the 5th of 5 races to round out this championship, and it is chasing down the championship win. 6 points clear at the moment is of Stormfly, and Stormfly doing everything in his power to win. Basically, this is what Stormfly is for. Stormfly knows if he wins this race, he's just got to hope that he doesn't finish in the top 4. So the easiest way to do that is not to worry about what he's doing, is to do your job and win the race, and that's what he is planning on doing right now. And let me put 2 seconds to think. I've got that on Shimmy. I don't know why we would like to play F1 2022, because it's something like that. I don't do that. Yeah, thank you for inviting Wolsey, but I'm a busy man. Busy. But thank you. I don't know why they invite me, because I don't actually race. The only thing I do on the phone is streaming suggests that I sit here and show my face, but I don't. Fubar running in 2nd place, comfortably holding off actually. He's opened up the gap a little bit from the room, from 1.6 seconds. Shows a really good steady pace, although a little bit squirrely, a little bit wide there. Room's just getting back in contention after Fubar goes a little bit wide. Now bear in mind that Rooms is on a different strategy to Fubar at the moment. Although looking at tyre wear, between the mediums and the softs, it's not that much difference really. Only a few laps in it. And so I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it depends what... The thing is, you've got to consider the pace. Now, we know Rooms is on the medium tyres, and his pace on the mediums is pretty darn good. Now, is the pace that much better on the softs? And if it is it Stormfly pace? Because if that's the case, then we could see a little bit of a scene change when it comes to the first set of stops for these guys. Now, I imagine, looking at the wear, and I'm not going to follow to but we could be looking at a pit window for the soft compound tyres in about 8 or 9 laps. So much earlier than you would have thought. Now, in every other endurance race we've done so far in this series, it's been around the sort of hour mark that the majority of the soft tyre runners have been able to hang out to. This track is very abrasive and it's very hard on that outside left, that front left tyre, just because of the amount of force you're putting through that tyre and grip you're asking it to give you around some of these massive left tyres. You need that tyre to hold out. You've got some quick succession of turns here where you're asking so much of the tyres. But in particular, that front left sector comes with battery. It's very abrasive racetrack. But the reason we're doing this, what is the reason we're doing it? We're doing it for
Mental health problems affect 1 in 4 of us. Join Mind now in the fight for mental health. £40 could help keep Mind's supportive online community side by side, open for another hour, helping to connect people and feel less alone.
Donate some money immediately. You don't get. So Stormfly settling into a sort of high 203 pace, which is very similar. Actually, Rooms is now past Fubar. That little wobble cost him in that last lap. He's actually lost 3 seconds on that last lap, which is just putting 1.2 seconds behind the Rooms and actually into the clutches of Wiggy. Wiggy now just half a second back and closing on Fubar as we speak. Is he able to make a move? I mean, the Rooms is not pulling away. These three very similar in terms of pace. They're all starting just to drop the pace off. And that'll be purely because they'll want to look after those tyres and fuel a little bit and just try and drag out this first stint. Particularly, now, Rooms is in a really good position. Fubar nearly loses the back end. That's going to allow Wiggy to make the move. Wiggy are looking up the inside. and just a little bit squirrely was Fubar there, and that's given the impetus to Wiggy. And what a shame that wasn't on the entrance of Wiggys Wiggler that happened. And if you want to know the story behind Wiggys Wiggler, take a look at the race from Wednesday night. No, Thursday night. No, it was Monday night. Actually, it was Monday night in the GR field. I think. Yeah, I think it was Monday night. I can't bloody remember. So many races, man. So many races. I think it was Monday night's race. And then we were in the reverse. I'll sometimes. So let's have a look from the back. So Old Man Jay, 9.7 seconds. He's lapping around those kind of mid 206s or low 206s to low 207s at the moment. And in he comes now. That's quite an early pit stop. And still quite a lot left in those tyres. Quite surprised he's even quite so early. He probably has another 7 or 8 laps in those tyres. And let me show you the thing. I'll show you what his tyres are like. So there you go. That's what they look like when he. Yeah, so he went in a little bit early on those tyres. I'm quite surprised that he opted to do that. Christo, he has dropped well back, so clearly an issue for him. Yeah, you can see on lap 10, a 2-minute 30 lap, so a crash for him has forced him back into 8th place. Now, he's got good paces as hard player, but you know, it's something I talk about on a regular basis. Pace counts for nothing if you don't have consistency. And you know, it's a downfall of Stormfly sometimes, is that he's got insane pace, but just sometimes you know, can lose it, and it costs him time for consistency. And Hardwise just demonstrated that. He was there in and amongst it, and putting some good times. 2:03.9 is a very similar time to that of those battling for second place. And in fact, you know, that's comparable to what Stormfly's jumping at now. So we know he's got that time in him. But we can see that following that lap, he's clearly tried to beat that point. He's seen that he's got a fast lap, he's pushing it hard, and it's cost him time. So now he's kind of dropped back down to the 2:06s. Maybe he should go 2:04s is probably more where he should be. There is Good Troopers is up to 7th place by virtue of Christo's mistaken, but that is a 3.7 second gap. And he's actually only 1.3 seconds off the back of Bandit right now. He's probably about 9 or 10 laps from needing to pit. Maybe even longer. If he looks after those tyres a little bit more, there could be another 12 or 13 laps left in his tyres. He's really looked after quite well. But we do know that once it goes to sort of the halfway point, we do get quite a big drop off. There's Bandit running just 1.4 seconds ahead of Grizz Troopers, and he had a 2:18 on that last lap, which is a bad lap for him, which has kind of forced him back into the mix with Grizz, and allowed TJ, who's now up into 5th place, a 20-second cushion. I'll be right back. I apologise for that. One of my little dials blocked the toilet, but that's not sorted. Yeah, it's probably my 8-year-old. No, it definitely wasn't her. I reckon it was the missus, to be honest. She's just been there. She's been headphones on my head, and I really know. Right, so TJ now up into 4th place. what happened to Fubar? He's had a bad lap to 2:16s. He's clearly just lost a bit of concentration and crashed his car. So that's put him outside here. Now bear in mind that he was at one stage running in second place and looking good for a top 3. Just goes to show how quickly things can change. Just needs to settle down, get back into that rhythm. But that's allowed TJ to move up, and Rich Troopers as well ahead of Bandit. So lots of movement going on. Let's have a look out front. Well, that hasn't really changed. Stormfly is 14.7 seconds clear of TG Community Racing's Aroons. And he hasn't corrected on the way it's pronounced, so it must be right. He is now 5.4 seconds clear of Wiggy. Wiggy's where he needs to be. If the race finishes like this, Wiggy will be crowned champion. So that's it, basically. Stay in third place. 2.7 seconds back to TJ. Remember, TJ pit very, very early. Changed out those medium compound tyres and has worked his way back up towards the front. Now, the thing is he's taken a lot out of his tyres to do that. I'm not entirely sure that ditching the medium compound tyres is a very wise choice here, because the tyres just don't last as well as they have done in the previous races. I mean, that's the beauty of different sort of tracks, is that they have different sort of tyre weights. And this track is just, I think, too abrasive to be running the softs in every stint as a viable strategy. I genuinely think that here is a place that you should be using it, because you can get so much more pace and time out of those. And Wiggy going into the pits. These are some really early pit stops, and quite surprised people are pitting as early as they are. Probably could have got a couple more laps out of it, but he's going to change out now. Is he going to change to the medium tyres? No, he's not. He's coming straight back out on the soft tyres. So clearly they haven't got a lot of confidence in the medium compounds. Now, they can run, if they so wish, they can run the hard compound tyre. I don't know what sort of pace you're going to get out of those, to be honest, but if we look at those that are running mediums, and one of them we know is a Rooms, his pace isn't too shabby. So you have to wonder why people are opting for very, very short stints on the soft tyres. Stormfly has been in. He went in on the last, he's coming out. This is his out lap now. So he went into the pits. That gap is now 2.5 seconds. So he didn't put any fuel on board. Straight in for tyres, straight back out. That just goes to show how badly these tyres, the soft compound tyres that is, are degrading. Debating? Is that even a word? Degrading is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, so it just goes to show how bad those tyres are degrading. Apologise for my everyone screaming like a weirdo. Yeah, so the fuel is lasting a hell of a lot longer. I'm going to just show you because he's only just put those tyres and fuel on. Remember, he took on no fuel in that pit stop. Didn't even get to the halfway point on fuel usage before those soft tyres became unviable and he had to take them off. So maybe the medium tyres actually are the answer. And we will take a quick look here at what Rooms is running. So we know he's on the medium tyres, and look at that. There's still plenty of time and life left in them. And he's up to second place. He's only 2.7 behind Stormfly. Now we know Stormfly's going to go quickly on the softs, but we've got to think about over the course of a 3-hour race. If you're pitting every sort of 30 minutes, you know, by the end of a 3-hour race, you've been in the pit 6 times. And that is Gary level of pit stops. I mean, to be fair, Gary will do that 6 pits in a 1-hour race, not a 3-hour. But that, see what I mean? It's quite a lot of pit stops. You will eventually start losing time. You know, Rooms if he can do this in a 2-stopper compared to a sort of 4-stopper or a 6-stopper like everybody else, then it's all very, very different. But there we go. I'm not going to leave those tyres until that. I think Stormfly could be in trouble, just looking at the difference in degradation on those tyres. There is TJ running in third place. He's got himself up into that top 3 now. He's going to have to pit though. He's taken a bit of damage that lap, so he will have lost some time, and he's going to have to pit very shortly. I imagine if he doesn't pit this lap, then that Lexus will be next lap. Wiggy has been in for his first stop. Again, it's if you're going to have to keep pitting every 30 minutes, you know, by the time we get to the halfway point of this race, they would have already pit 3 times. And well, I mean, he's doing much better on fuel. Much better on fuel than Stormflies. This Stormfly in comparison. So he's looking after his fuel a little better, which does put him in a slightly better position if he's going to have to pit every 30 minutes. But that said, you don't really want to be going in and out of the pits as often as that if you can help it. And they do have, they have to use another compound tyre. Maybe there is another way, and that is to use those medium tyres. So Fubar has been in, he's back out again now. He had a poor lap, he had a 2:16, but he's out now and he's running in 5th place. And, only 4 seconds off the back of Wiggy. Now, he's opted for a different strategy now. He's on he's going to run longer. He's on the medium tyres now. As TJ in for his second stop. See, swapping out those medium tyres, I don't necessarily think it was a wise choice. He's going to lose 3rd place. He probably was going to lose 4th place now if Fubar comes through. So I'm not sure he's got his strategy right this time. And usually endurance racing, particularly this racing series, TJ's kind of been there or thereabouts bang on with his strategy. Not sure he's got it right this time though. I think he's cost himself a lot of time because his pit window is aligned with the other soft tyre runners, but he's already been in twice. So maybe leaving those medium tyres on was a better idea early on. Grizz Troopers is running in at 6th place. He's hanging that car out there longer than anybody else so far on those soft compounds. Bear in mind that everybody's been in. Stormfly's been in. Rooms has not, but he is on a different strategy. Wiggy's been in. Fubar has been in. TJ also, he's been in twice. Grizz Trooper's not pitted yet. He'll be pitting probably around lap 19 or 20 maybe. He may pit this lap and go, but I don't think at this stage he's still running in 6th place. He is just under a second ahead of Bandit. Bandit also will need to pit in the next lap or so. He's certainly getting to that stage, and Aristo Hardwire that is just behind him. It's a bit of a 3-way battle there for 6th. We've got Grizz Troopers in 6th, Bandit in 7th, and Hardwire in 8th place. And then he has pit, and he's filling up his car as well. I don't know if it was. I think because of how abrasive it is on tyres, I think the right strategy would have been put on medium tyres and not any fuel. Keep the car lighter. In the Porsche 911 you want to have a heavier car just because of the way it changes the balance of the car. But in these Group 2 cars, you don't really have that problem. They're not really mid-engine cars where you need to kind of keep some balance in the back of the car. So you want these cars to be lighter because that makes them quicker. There's your race leader. He is 8.9 seconds because he's going absolutely flat out. 2:02.4 he did on lap 17. So he's clearly got some crazy quick times in the bank. Does still need to run the second compound tyre, either mediums or hards, just entirely up to him. Nobody yet in any of these endurance series has run the hard compound tyre. Is that the key today? He's putting a hard compound tyre on and running a very, very long stint. Is that the answer? Don't know what the pace is like on the hard, so I can't make that judgment. I wouldn't roll the hard compound tyre. I struggle to keep the car gripping the road, even on the softs. There is Rooms running in 2nd place. We've got 2 Dutchmen. Remember, at the beginning we had 4 Dutchmen in the top 4. We now have 2 Dutchmen in the top 4. 3 Dutchmen in the top 4. But 2 out in front, Stormfly and Rooms. Although Stormfly's not actually Dutch, he just believes that. For a second then, I thought we'd lost the Rooms because he disappeared off the camera. That's actually a great shot there. Wiggy running in 3rd place, 13 seconds back from the Rooms. So really getting dropped. Now, the thing is, Stormfly's doing the job he needs to do, which is win this race. No question that that's what he knows he needs to do. He can't control what Wiggy does. The only person really who decides this championship is going to be Wiggy, because he knows all he has to do is finish in that top 3. No matter where Stormfly finishes, top 3 is enough to guarantee that Wiggy wins this championship. And at the moment he's doing exactly what he needs to do, and he's running in 3rd place. TJ Not entirely convinced by his strategy today. I don't think that ditching the medium compound tyre was necessarily the smartest decision. Listen, he could prove me wrong. He's running fourth at the moment, but I think he desperately wants to get a win in this series. And I think he was actually robbed in race number 1. He was robbed of a win by a wheel malfunction, because the wheel malfunction, 2 wheel malfunctions cost him a minute each. It cost him essentially 2 minutes in overall race time, and so the difference between what he lost and what he was behind the leader, he would have been ahead. I mean, look, we can't say what would be, and it could be that Chris, when he led that race, would have raced differently had TJ been closer. Very possible. It could have been possible that either of them could have made a mistake when they're racing so closely. You never can say for certain. But what you do know is that pace-wise, he was certainly quick enough to win that race. But since he hasn't been able to just make that leap out of that perennial podium finishing to actually put in the big number on the board, the big 25 on the board. And I have a feeling he might even struggle for top 3 here, just by virtue of that not wanting to put on the medium compound or playing with that medium compound tyre, which seems to be working well for everybody else who's using it. It's taking a long direction. Rooms is look, he knows Stormfly's pit in front of him, and he's had the time to be able to pit and come back out in front of him with a soft compound tyre, but Rooms has got plenty more, and actually I think we're going to see some drivers on the soft compound tyres having to pit again when a Rooms goes in for his first pit. And if that's the case, and over the course of this race, especially if Rooms decides to continue with the strategy and use those medium compound tyres again, who knows what can happen? Who knows? It certainly looks to me that he's on a very good strategy. Excuse me, very good strategy. Surely that's what I right, so let's have a look down the order what's going on back there. So Hardwire back in 7th place. He's now been in pits, he's back out in 7th. He's still running those soft compound tyres. Old Man Jake at the back, he's running leaders. He is 15 seconds back, but remember, he's going to go very, very long into this second stint. Probably as much as it should take him probably to the halfway point of this race, actually, around the hour and a half mark. Lap 20 with almost 1 minute left. So 21 laps. So essentially we're looking at 42, 84, it's about 84 laps. Over the course of 3 hours. Well, imagine how many it would be if it was actually 24 hours. Because obviously the car's still having normal speed, it's the time of day goes faster. It's pretty hot. This very often it's for me bloody racing. Not because it's boring, just because it's tight. 15 seconds is Stormfly's lead. 15 seconds is what Old Man Jake is behind Wiggys Troopers. What's going between these two in terms of track position? So there's Stormfly there, just coming to start lap 22. There is Old Man Jake just starting lap 21, or not just coming out sector 1 on lap 21. So, he's struggling with the pace. Wiggys Troopers is on the medium tyres. He is lapping 2:07. Was his last lap, was his first proper hot lap on those medium compound tyres. Old Man Jay, actually to be fair, the pace is very, very different, and a few tenths really. If Jake can up it a little bit and the Wiggys Troopers has really drop off, it could be a small change. 14 seconds is the gap to Hardwire. He is just 2 seconds off the back of Bandit. And where is Bandit? Bandit off the track. That's going to allow Hardwire through. Hardwire moves up into the top 6. Bandit just going a little bit wide there. And not repeating his heroics of yesterday. It wasn't for Black Flag. He was racing with his number 1 team, which is the Virtual Races Club. And He actually qualified in pole for Daytona. So good job there, Bandit. And let's see if we can improve your position here. Let's have a look now. Stop. There is Hobbar. He's made it up into 6th place. Fubar Ferrantis. At one stage he was running 2nd, and I really thought we'd see this guy hitting the Disney Lights off the top of the wasn't to be. Unfortunately, wasn't to be. So there we go. TJ is in 4th place, 9 seconds clear of Fubar. Cost himself, I think, a place in the top 3 by virtue of just pitching too early on the medium tyres. Really surprised he didn't stick it out. We'll see and if this strategy plays out well. If it was worth that extra pit stop. I don't think it was, but we'll see later on in the race. We'll see how it plays out. He ended up pitting around the same time. Those that started on the soft compound tyres. So, Wiggy in 3rd place at the moment, doing just enough to win this championship. 5.6 seconds ahead of TJ, 5.6 seconds behind the rooms. He is in the perfect storm. He's got the same gap either side. He can concentrate just on looking after his tyres a bit, looking after his fuel, getting his lines right. 2:02.9. It's only half a second off Stormfly. It's only half a second. Over the course of 8 laps, it's not freaking time. But Stormfly is absolutely on its time. And let's face it, Wiggy knows he doesn't have to win this race here. This is just going through his turn, and he'll be coming back to the other side of his turn soon. Wiggys Wiggler is very well known. So he knows all he's got to do is finish at the top as well, and that's his only aim. Look, don't get me wrong. If you're a racer that races up in the field, you want to win races. But do you want to win them at the detriment of pushing too hard and losing out a championship? Of course not. Of course you're not going to risk winning a championship, whether it be... no worries, man. Good of you to join us and get involved either way. Quite looking forward to the end of this because at the moment Wiggy is the champion. If he can stay in 3rd, of course. It's a long way to go though. We're only just past the 45-minute mark. So 23 laps, so somewhere around 84 laps, I think I worked it out. Who knows, my maths is awful anyway. But yeah, I reckon around 84 laps or so. 2nd place in rooms. He's the only driver out there that hasn't been into the pits. He has held this car out there, and I'll tell you what, I think his strategy is spot on. I really do. I think it's absolutely on the money. How long he will stay out there, I don't know. But I think it's bang on the money. Can't really fault it. The other question really is he going to come back out on the medium tyres again? Because look, his pace on those medium compound tyres isn't shabby. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Now, if this is his pace on the medium tyres, I've got 2 questions. One, will he come back out on the medium tyres and run another stint? Which, personally, with the way it's going at the minute, I think he probably should. Or is he so quick on the soft compound tyres because of the pace on the medium tyres that running the softs in the next few stints is the way forward? Now he's going to make it to the 1/3 point of this race before he has to pit, which is significantly longer. Usually we find the medium tyres are lasting a few laps more than the softs. We're talking about a significant amount of laps. I'm gonna treat you to the tyre review, so you can just kind of see the difference. Now that's what your one-stop tyres look like when you've only used soft compounds. Yeah? That's what your no stop tyres look like at this stage when you start on the medium tyres. To be fair, Wiggy's doing a little bit better on his tyres there than Stormfly, but not hugely amount more. Now, TJ is in a very, very different position. He started on the medium tyres and decided for some reason that 2 or 3 laps in, he wasn't having none of that, and he put the soft tyres on. And at the time, he was a shoo-in for top 3. Without question. But don't get me wrong, he's still only 4 seconds off that top 3. And he's going super, super quick. And we know, he made it very clear from the outset that his game plan was speed. He has gone from the Jeremy Clarkson approach to motor racing. Is that it's just about speed. That's exactly what I'm saying. Speed. That's a structure. So he's going to take a lot of time. He's only put twice. There's Fubar. He's switched now. He's switched his strategies. Because everybody's got to use 2 compounds anyway, so you might as well, for me, get the compound you're least happy with out of the way early doors. Although it does look like these tyres, the medium tyres, are probably the better race tyre. Pace is not significantly less on the mediums for me. But, I suppose it's mindset, isn't it? There is Bandit. His fastest lap is 2:41, which is just done. He is desperately fighting to stay ahead of Hardwire. Remember, he made a mistake a couple of laps ago, 2:08.4 on that lap, and that allowed Hardwire to make his way through. He has since then regained that position from Hardwire, and he intends to stay that way. There he is, Hardwire, and he's lapping a very, very similar pace. These two really not giving an inch at all, and I think this battle is going to be one of those. Anyone that watched TJ and Stormfly last week will attest that it was really close. I think this is going to be similar. I think both Hardwire and Bandit are going to know they're going to race today by the end of the day. 21 seconds back. We've got 21 seconds back to Bruce Troopers. He's on the medium to compound tyre. He has fueled to the end of this race. No, he hasn't really. Joking. Absolutely joking, of course he has. He's put a lot of fuel in though, and he's running on those mediums. And he's going to go long, super long, super long. Old Man Jay, gone for a similar strategy, although he's now being lapped by, he's already been lapped by Stormfly. And now we've got the cars of Rooms and Wiggy, who are separated by just 0.3 of a second. So Wiggy looking for the move on a Rooms. Now he's got to be careful here now. Can he... Actually, this blue flag could work to his advantage. Look, they're both going to be held up by Old Man Jay. And by no means shall Old Man Jay just roll over and die. But Wiggy making the move. Now this is where Wiggys Wiggler is. This is where he should be making the best overtake. Diving up the inside there on Old Man Jay. A lot of cars would do that. He didn't. Wiggy and the Rooms, they are side by side here. Look at this. Wiggy just moving up into second place. And Rooms now with a bit of slipstream. They both go whizzing past Old Man Jay up into second and third. But Wiggy now, the car in second. TCR Rooms, the car in third. And they are on it today. TJ just 2.5 seconds back. He's just approaching the back of Old Man Jay now and will want to get involved in that battle. He can see ahead. He's going very, very quickly, is TJ. And I think he's just desperate to prove me wrong. Desperate to prove that ditching those medium tyres so early in the race was absolutely the right decision. There he is, just making the move on Old Man Jay. What he will do is they come out of this corner, Old Man Jay will just delaying it on the power. TJ, there we go, he makes that move, and he's 1.8 seconds back from that battle for second, which is raging on. Rooms has a little wobble of the pattern. How much time does it cost him? Well, it gives Wiggy a little bit of breathing room. It gives Wiggy just over a second, 1.4 seconds maybe, no, 1.3 seconds. But it brings TJ right into contention, as we see Jay in the background there, going into grass cutting mode. And let's watch the battle from TJ's perspective. You can see it. He's just closing down on the Rooms now. We can see Wiggy just pulling away in the distance as TJ just looking for any sign of weakness in rooms on those medium compound tyre. Now, I can see their tyre wear, and I can tell you this, that Rooms he's still got some laps left in there. He can go past that 1 hour mark on those medium compound tyres, without question. Without question. Fuel-wise, he's doing well. Tyre-wise, he's doing okay. TJ's in a difficult position, really, because he makes the move, chase off after Wiggy. The Rooms is going to go into the pits at some stage. But when a Rooms is coming and closing down that gap, these guys are all going to go back in there. It's not just it's going to be TJ, it's going to be Fubar, it's going to be Wiggy. They're all going to be at the Rooms mercy because he's been so quick on the medium compound tyre. So watch this space, because I don't think this race is fully over. When you can look at Stormfly's position there, 23 seconds ahead. Clearly, this is one of his better tracks. I can't see past Stormfly for winning this race as it currently stands. But remember, it is a 3-hour race. We're not even an hour in yet. Anything can happen, but the consistency, look at that. Anyone that's into their racing, whether it be real world racing or sim racing or whatever it is, right? Look at that. That is how you win a race. 2:04.6, 2:04.7, 2:04.4, 2:03.8. Just ramping up a little bit. And that could be because he's got his pit window, sort of he knows when he has to go in, and he knows he's got a little bit more tyre and fuel to give to get there. Wiggy's opened up the gap 1.7 seconds. Really needs to use the stint on these tyres to capitalise on that slight advantage that he's got over a Rooms. And actually now, this is a Rooms under significant pressure from TJ. And we're just looking on board with it now. That's the view we want to see. That's what a Rooms sees. He looks in his mirror and he just sees that beyond rushing TJ. And he's only half a second back, and in some parts of this racetrack, he's really, really closing in. Look at that, he had a little look up the inside, knew the move wasn't on there, he's still looking, but not this time. TJ's so close, right in behind that bumper. Is there a chance? Is there a way through? The traction just a little bit better. And TJ grass cutting just takes him off the pace a little bit. And this is a great bit of racing between these two. Half-second penalty for TJ. That's going to pull him off the back and give a Rooms just a little bit of breathing room. Would you believe that I've had that when I was going to use that last week and I forgot? So TJ making the move now. Really, not trying to be making all these silly moves. The reason being is you've got a half-second penalty, so whatever move you make, you're not going to have built up a big enough. And he makes the move anyway, though. Does he make it stick? That's the problem. There he does. He doesn't make it stick. But we're going to see him round a few more corners, then serve that penalty, and the Rooms just take that position back and very nearly into the back of TJ. Very nearly did not get that car slowed down in time. So where is this penalty? I haven't actually noticed where the penalty line is yet. It's coming up. Oh, it's a horrible, horrible place. Right by the start-finish line, there it is. That's going to cost him some time. Rooms does make that move back, and it's going to open up a little bit. I'll tell you what, the only good thing about the position of that there is if you get it on your in-lap to the pits, or somewhere on your pit window, because you can just literally just dive into the pits and actually it negates any time you would have lost, I think. I think pretty much all of it there, if I remember rightly. So TJ is back up into third place. He's made that move and got it in there. Rooms is going to be pitting somewhere anywhere between now and lap 31 is when his window is open, I think. We'll see just how long he wants to take this car into the race. And to be fair, he can probably, based on how he's been driving so far and the pace he's been showing on the tyres, he hasn't really, for the race, dropped off that much. I think 2:07.86 has been the slowest lap for for sort of 10 laps, and but the majority have been in that kind of low 206s, high 205 kind of average, which isn't bad at all, bearing in mind he's gone very, very long. Is he opting to, is he going to pit this time out? That's the question. And there is Fumo, 17 seconds back. He will regain 4th when Wiggins finally goes into the pits. He's obviously on those medium tyres now. He's going to run 4 in here a while. And Stormfly in the pits for the second time. Now this is what I mean about how much time it's costing you. Again, he's got in really early. But clearly he's going for the, I'm going to stop every half hour no matter what my tyres or fuel look like. That's going to be his strategy. Well, you know, fair enough. If that's your strategy, if you can think you can make it work. So where is Wiggy? Wiggy is also in the pits. So they've got, this is the really annoying thing, they've got identical strategies. And actually, let me show you this tyre, because I don't think there was any need to go into the pits. Can't show you this bit. Look, just trust me when I tell you, didn't need to go in. Neither of them did. They could have both stayed out much, much longer. But I suppose if you've got your game plan, you've got your game plan. And if it's about just putting on tyres, fuel-wise, Stormfly's going to have to blink first. I'm not going to show you how much by, but I can tell you now that Stormfly will have to fuel before Wiggy does. So Wiggy will pit again. If they're going to maintain this same strategy of soft compound tyres every half an hour, there will be one pit stop where Wiggy doesn't have to fuel and Stormfly does, based on the current state of fuel. Make of that what you will. Arooms is in 4th place. He's that's a big wobble there, that 219 there. But that was in lap, so he went in, changed his tyres out. Probably a lap sooner than I thought he would. But all the same, he is in 4th place. TJ has sandwiched in between Stormfly and Wiggy, nestled in there like he's looking for a little special just a cuddle from Mummy and Daddy. And Mummy and Daddy just sleeping either side of him driving. He's 8 seconds ahead of Wiggy. He's 14 seconds behind Stormfly. His pit window opens in about 4 laps. Thereabouts. Give or take in about 4 laps time. Is he going to be constrained to the same going on the half hour that everybody else is? Well, I don't think he will. I think he'll go in when he feels he needs to. He did that with the medium tyres. I think he'll do that again with these soft tyres as he did the last time out. And then he completely screws me over by going into the pits unnecessarily, here on lap 30. I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on. I don't get it. I don't understand why you would not just run until any fuel your tyres are gone. Why would you go in so early? I can understand if you're planning on, you're looking at logs, you think, well, where can I come out and where will I slot and all that kind of thing. But no, I don't. For the most part, you should be looking at what your tyre fuel looks like, and basically put stuff on that. Surely, if you can run longer, why wouldn't you? Because if you look over the course of the race, if you can run. Right, so if you're pitting every half hour, let's say every half hour, over a 3-hour race, you're pitting at 30 minutes, an hour, 1:30, 2 hours, 2:30, right? That's 5 pit stops, yeah? 6 stints, 5 pit stops. Now, if you are going in every half hour, if you can run an extra 10 minutes on each stint, that's 1 stint less you have to do. Straight away, that's one entire pit stop less. Let's take refilling of fuel out of the equation here, because the fuel is easily going to take every one of these guys to the midway point of this race. Without question, it's going to take them to the midway point of this race. Okay? It's costing you time. You're going around the 204s. And then you do, it's 10 seconds before you pit. Well, that's more than that, isn't it? So you do a 2:14 when you go into the pits, and you do a get a 2:05 when you're not in the best. It says it all, doesn't it? It's time you don't want to lose. 10 seconds is a lot of time. So, this is how it looks. Stormfly 24 seconds clear. He has got that car absolutely nailed in, without question. Wiggy as he's doing what he needs to do, which is be in the top 3, and currently in the top 2, which is even better, which just means a bigger gap at the end of the championship. He is 24 seconds back from Stormfly. He is 2.9 seconds clear of TJ, who, and I'm telling you now, the top 3, all of them pit unnecessarily. No reason, rhyme for it, unnecessary. And I don't know if it's just to find me or if there's some kind of strategy, there must be something they know about their strategy that I just can't work out. But, I look at the tyres and I think, well, you don't need to fuel, and those tyres have got life left in them, and we know that on GT7, your tyres don't really drop off. They start dropping off quite quickly past the low point, but you still have the grip in them until they're pretty much all wrecked. Arooms, he is there back in 4th place. He didn't, as I suspect, come out and do a second full stint on the medium compound tyre. He's now gone hard compound, and soft compound. And what did I say? There was 2 distinct thought processes. One was that really, really quick on the medium tyres, relatively quick on the medium tyres. Was it a relative time on them, and would he come out on the mediums? Or is he just that much quicker on the softs? And the answer to that question is 2:02.3, fastest lap of the race. That much quicker on the softs is the answer to that burning question. He is absolutely flying on the soft compound tyres. And now, it is quite light on fuel at this stage. Is he now going to settle into that half an hour rhythm? We'll see it from Stormfly and Wiggy and TJ. The thing is, Stormfly's super quick. He's 25 seconds ahead, right? Here's my problem. If you are Wiggy or you're TJ or you're Arooms, you want to win this race, you're not going to do it by matching his strategy. It's just not going to happen. Arooms, despite the fact he did a 2:02.3 and a 2:02.2. He is going super quick now. But the fact remains, he's 30 seconds off the leader. That, when you're not fueling, is 2 pit stops. 2 pit stops. When you're just putting tyres on. So, it doesn't matter how quick you're going on the soft tyres at this stage if you match your strategy. What you need to do is do something else. And that involves, for me, not pitting just because your strategy says you should, but pitting because your tyres or your fuel say you should. Especially if you're not dropping off the pace. But at the moment, Arooms is trying to get past TJ. He's looking quicker. The lap times bear that out. 2:02.3, 2:02.7, and 2 fastest laps of the race on that 31 and 32. There he is behind TJ, looking for any sort of driver error, any mistake that he can capitalise on, and chuck the car up the inside or around the outside if the zone presents itself straight in the middle if goes off the track. But it doesn't take as much balance on third, fourth, in these endurance races. That's where he likes to fight. So we're just over an hour into this race. Let's have a full rundown, shall we? Oh man, Jay, 55 seconds back, not having the purple patch at a Japanese track that we thought he might. He does tend to be better at the Japanese tracks than he does at the others, but this clearly isn't one of them. Grizz Troopers is 55 seconds, nearly a minute ahead. 2 minutes behind the leader, of course. 51 seconds behind Bandit of the Netherlands. And there is Bandit. Once it's Bandit and Hardwire just up ahead, through 3.2 seconds up ahead. I thought they were going to have some big ding-dong battles. Now, his pace isn't shabby. Not by a long shot. 2:04.1. is a pretty damn good thing. And he's just made the move past Hardwire, so clearly Hardwire had a problem because the gap was 2 seconds, and then it wasn't, and now he is ahead of him, Bandit. So does Hardwire come back at him? That's the question. Hardwire's lap time was a little bit quicker, and that was a poor lap. That was a 2:08.2, so 3 seconds lost on that lap for Hristo Bratvanov of Bulgaria. So it is Great Britain, the United States, Bulgaria, the Netherlands. There's 6 to 10. Fifth place is Fumar Falantis from the United Kingdom, running around the mid 205s and very, very steady in those mid 205s. Look at that. That's a very good grouping. That's the sort of grouping that a sniper would put in your chest from 1,000 yards away. Well, to be fair, a sniper from 1,000 yards away would just shoot you with a massive bullet. There we go. 17 seconds, though, he is behind this man of Rooms, who is absolutely super quick. Although he did a 2:02.3, took the fastest lap. Next lap he did a 2:02.2, took the fastest lap again, and then Stormfly went, fuck that shit, not having it, and did a 2:01.5. But Rooms still not past TJ. He's kind of stuck behind him at the moment, and this is a bit of a slipstream train with Wiggy leading the way. It is a Rooms half a second back from TJ, half a second back from Wiggy, and this is the battle for second. And this battle for second running 28 seconds behind this guy, and nobody told him that this was supposed to be fair. I'm joking. You can race how you like. He's 28 seconds clear. Absolutely, he's been phenomenally fast and really good at managing not just managing the pace, but managing the entire race. Really, he knows how far he is ahead, and he'll keep building on that if he needs to. You know, he's got his strategy completely down, and that's the strategy he's going to run to. To be fair, I mean, I'm criticising the going in too early, but at the end of the day, he's not going to make a blind bit of difference. He's 26 seconds ahead. Some libations. So, what do you do to beat Stormfly at this stage? It's simple. First, you've got to do mid 201s. Mid 201s, well, actually mid 202s on a regular basis, with the occasional dipping a toe into a mid 201. You need to be consistent, and you need to not make mistakes. But most of all, you need to do something different with your strategy. At the moment, the strategy for Stormfly, Wiggy and TJ, absolutely the same. The only slight difference and the slight advantage to TJ over the other two is that he ditched the medium tyres early on. I still insist, I think he would be higher up on this racetrack had he not done that. But I get why he did. He didn't. If you don't feel comfortable on a set of tyres, it doesn't matter how quick you might be able to go. You know, you've got to feel comfortable with the tyres, you've got to feel comfortable with the car. And if you can't do that, you're not going to be the fastest you can be. And if that's the case, you need to do something to change that. And TJ's way of doing that is getting rid of the medium compound tyres. Then we look at Arun's back in fourth place. He ran those medium tyres for the first hour of this race. So the majority of people on the racetrack had been into the pits at least twice by the time Arun's had been in once, which changes the complexion of the race. When the guy's running in fourth, he's now demonstrating why, you know, how quick he was just on those medium tyres, because it wasn't just he could get the most out of the medium tyres. He did get the most out of the medium tyres, of course, but it was that he was so goddamn quick on the soft tyres and you know, low 201s, consistent mid to low 202s. That's consistent. You know, he did 202.3, 202.2, 202.6, 202.6. A little bit off since he's been stuck behind TJ. He's quick, but he's not quite quick enough to make the move. And that makes me wonder how much it's going to cost him. But at the moment, we've only got half a second separating Wiggy and TJ, and then half a second separating TJ and Arun. So this is a battle that I think might rage on for a little while. But your leader now over 30 seconds clear. He's got a free pit stop in the bin. That's the fact of the matter. He's got a free pit stop in the bank, and that's a pit stop where he can refuel to the very brim and still pretty much be there or thereabouts when it's time to come back out. Now, will he do that? I think that's what will happen. I think on the half hour and the 1 hour 30 minute mark, which where are we now? We're at 1 hour 15, and I do need to adjust something actually because I've just noticed something. Hold the line clear while I make this necessary adjustments. Think amongst yourselves. That's how it will stay for the time being. Just so you guys can still see the race timer. We will have a little foray into everyone's tyres and fuel after what will be probably the next round of pit stops around the hour and a half mark. I know that Grizz has recently been in. He's ditched the medium compound tyre. But I think people ditch the manual. This is really good. We will see what we will see, of course. Who knows? Right, so there we go. There's your leader. Stormfly 31 seconds clear. Here's the thing, right? So rooms. Lap 32 did a 2:02.2, yeah. Lap 33 did a 2:02.6. Stormfly lap 33. 2015. Not having it. Not having it. Absolutely not having it, he says. I am the fastest thing on 2 wheels, 4 wheels, in fact. And I am going to lead this race. And that Stormfly on lap 38. Old Man Joe on lap 36. That's 2. He's lapped him twice now. That's the kind of pace that Stormfly is on right now. So TJ has made his way up into second. He has got past Wiggy into second place. He's lost the rooms as well. So he did a 2:02.5, a 2:03.9, a 2:03.1. Did Wiggy have an error? He did a 2:04.4. It's not an error so much, but 2:04.4 is slow in comparison to those around him. Wiggy 1.3 seconds back from TJ right now. He is 1.5 up from a Rooms, he's dropping back out into the 2:04s now. So he gave it. He's had his full beats. He's now on. No, he's not always certainly not on a go slow. He's performing much better here. No, actually, he is performing better here than he did at Nordschleife. He was in and amongst it early doors, but just dropped off towards the end. And but this time, medium tyres. I mean, remember, he won at Daytona, and I was convinced he'd got his strategy absolutely wrong. And he proved me wrong, as people do on a regular basis. I get proved wrong, and people go off again. But sometimes I get it right, and I actually got very driving a day for. There was a. I don't need to tell you what I do. You fucking know what you do. I did the Euro Trips with Black Flag combined F1 thing last night. I say combined, but a few of you Black Flag guys kind of pushing out. There are some Black Flag guys in there, of course, but they're more. But we need more people. Come on. But yeah, so one person following me is driving the day yesterday. Don't know why, because I didn't even drive, but who knows? We're going to be pitting. We're going to be hitting a pit window in about 10 minutes, and I don't want to love you and leave you then. And that was that Jay unlapping himself. Did Stormfly have a bad lap? That was 2:08.7. That last lap. So he had a bad lap there. So that allowed Old Man Jay to unlap himself, but also that closed that gap to 25 seconds. I was a bit disappointed when I said 25 seconds. Right, I will be back shortly. I will leave you with, let's leave you doing an onboarding, TJ. No pressure, my friend, no pressure. Back shortly. And I'm back. I just learned a very valuable lesson. When your missus leaves a tray out of a box of chocolates on the side with just a few chocolates left in it, there is a very good reason for it. It's because they're fucking disgusting. And I've just put something in my mouth that I hope never to do again. I can't even tell you what it tastes like. It's in the outside was chocolate, but I can't tell you what the rest of it was. It could have been dog shit. It didn't smell like chocolate. It didn't taste like it. So, what's changed something away? Absolutely nothing. Stormfrost in the lead. He is 24 seconds clear in a bad lap though, that 2:08.7 in a 2:04.2 as well. That's just got that gap down a little bit for TJ, who is 1.8 seconds clear of Wiggy. Now, there was a great battle between TJ and Stormfly last week at the Nürburgring that went on for literally 20-30 laps overall. In different spots on the racetrack, but definitely went on, and there was a pushing and shoving and nudging and all that kind of thing between them. It was very tit for tat. Certainly nothing penalty worthy, because the only time there was a really big smash, just sort of like getting position. The rest of the time it wasn't rubbing, it was racing kind of scenario. But yeah, we're starting to see the light fade now, as it does at this time of day here in Japan. It is a full 24-hour day-night cycle, of course. So we'll start to see the light fade. This is where we'll start to see if people have got their eye in, if people are ready for what's to come, if people have kind of found their niche on the racetrack, the breaking points on the racetrack. Yeah, so Wiggy running in third, still doing what he needs to do. He's got a Rooms, and Rooms is on a bit of a charge. He did a long stint on the medium tyres early doors. Unlike most people that have been on the medium tyres, those that have been on the medium tyres have generally got rid of them quite quickly, rather than run them out long. Arun seems to have had the right idea to do that. Well, I mean, TJ did his half a couple of laps, and he's in second right now. But he's going to be, he's kind of, it's a bit strange in terms of sinking where his tyres are and stuff. He's a little bit better off than Wiggy and Stormfly, but not much. Arun's actually starting to bring himself into alignment with them in terms of where. What I will say is TJ will be the next to blink in terms of pit, and let's have a let's bring up the tyres and for a little while and see what people are running. So there we go. So looking at the Stormfly there, we can see that the difference to wear on that. The front, I said front left, and I meant front right tyre. It's the front right tyre where we see all that. Well, it's left if you're looking at the car from the front. Front right tyre is where all that wear is, and he's got a couple of laps of fuel left. But as it starts to, as it fades to darkness, we will see him coming into the pits probably lap 43. Unless he sticks to, unless of course he's sticking to his half hour mantra, then well, it's still going to be like 43 minutes. That's been 44 with 1 hour 24 minutes into this race. TJ, he's going to have to come in sooner. It will be now, I think. As soon as he comes round that start-finish line, he'll go pull off to the left-hand side and go into the pits there. What time does he put on? Well, he's going to put on softs, absolutely. He hates the mediums. He made that very clear when he got rid of them 2 laps into this race. Wiggy, he's going to go a little bit longer. In fact, he can... Now, he's followed that kind of mantra of half hour. But if he does it now, it's again, I mean, the tyres were wasted before. Absolutely wasted. You know, he wasted some good rubber and some good extra track time last time out. Came in too early the first time and the second time for me. This time, if he comes in on that 30-minute mark, as he has been doing, it's going to be again so wasteful because he's got enough fuel to take it a little bit longer. He's got enough tyre there to take it a little bit longer. And I think you know, if you've got that opportunity. Bearing in mind that Stormfly seems to have that kind of game plan if that's what he's doing. You can only really beat a guy that's going that much faster than you by doing something different. You know, if you're the same speed, do what they do and then just try to it. But if you're slow, you've got to do something else. Yellow flag, who's crashed? Can't see who's crashed. Whoever it was is not crashed anymore. Now, it was someone between Wiggy and Stormfly. So there is a room. He is half a second back from Wiggy. They're going to pit. I think Wiggy's probably going to hold out a little bit longer than a Rooms does. Remember, a Rooms came in on the 1 hour mark, having run those medium tyres for the first stint of the race. And it was pretty racy on those. Came out absolutely ball swinging for his second stint and chucked in a couple of fastest laps for the race before Stormfly made it very clear that he is top dog today by smashing it by 7/10 Fubar, early front runner. When I say front runner, this guy was in second and chasing down Stormfly, but it just hasn't fallen his way. He has used his medium tyres. You can see there. He'll be coming in probably looking at the fuel consumption there. And will he go back onto the soft tyres? I think probably yes. He's now 41 seconds back from the Rooms, and I had him to be fair, every race is going to have him as a good outside bet for a podium. Maybe I need to stop talking about it. Maybe it will come. That's it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pretend that he can't do it, and then maybe that podium position will come for him. 34 seconds back to Bandit. He has recently been into the pits. Changed out for those medium compound tyres. He's only going to run them for a short period of time, clearly, because he hasn't got a huge amount of fuel on board. So his plan, when he went in and got them on lap 35, was just to run them until the fuel runs out and then back on to the softs. At least that's what I think his plan. There is Hardwire. He was having a good battle with Bandit, but now dropped off that a little bit. You can see there from his tyres that he'll be pitting soon, getting rid of those soft compound tyres. He still needs to run the mediums at some stage in this race. Pace is good. Pace is not bad and small. But lap 42, lap 43 is probably where we're going to see him coming in. And it's now getting very, very dark. Grizz Troopers, 31 seconds back. 2 minutes 19 seconds off the stop line. So just over a lap difference. There, so he's a lap and a bit ahead of him. In fact, he's the next car on the road for Grizz Troopers at the moment. He is on those soft tyres. He's run the medium tyres already. He's gone back onto the softs, just trying to stay ahead of Roger. I didn't stay into the pits. I said it would probably be this lap or the next, and he was indeed this lap. He'll go in and he'll put loads of fuel in. So essentially, the fuel can take you half distance. The medium tyres can take you 1/3 distance. The soft tyres can take you 1/6 distance. Give or take a lap or two, either way. So, for me, if you can get the pace on the medium tyres, run that to stop this race. And then just do a little splash with, you have to do a stop at some stage. But you know. Omen he's 4 minutes back from the leader. It's not going his way today. He has changed out the tyres. He's going to go long again on the medium tyre. He already run the medium, so he's run the soft, he's run the medium, he's run the medium again. In the hope that actually he can make up that deficit, or some of that deficit, with less pit stops, which it's all, I mean, he can do he did a 205.8, and I believe that was on medium tyres. So if you can do a 205.8 on medium tyres, you can do that relatively consistently, compared to Grid Troopers, who was doing, what was he doing on the medium tyres? He was doing, I can't see what his medium tyre lap times were. Well, he's doing 205s on the softs. Omen J's doing that on the mediums. We'll see. It could work. It could be a good strategy. So here we go. We're at this half-hour mark now, looking at the field, and yeah, it looks like the strategy is spot on for Stormfly to come in at this half-hour mark. And maybe that's why he went 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes. He knew he'd have to pit at the halfway point. And halfway point of lap 44 would be 80. At this rate, it will be 88 laps for this race. It's 84. So the pace is a little bit quicker than I expected. 88 laps will be the final count. Yeah. Well, certainly for the front runners anyway. Probably 84 for Jack. Based on that will be. So Stormfly Wiggy now. What I'd like to see is Wiggy go through it. Rooms in third place, having it, because TJ's been into the pits. He's back out just behind Fubar, and he's in 5th place. Rooms and Wiggy duke it out. Wiggy, I mean, look at the tyres there. The tyres and fuel do not say come in and change now. They say stay out for a little while. Stay out, stay out, stay out. But he's, I'm going to have to ask him. I'm going to have to ask later why he's coming in so early when it's just not necessary. Because I reckon if he's doing an extra, well, what are we looking at here? If you do an extra, even 5 minutes, even an extra 5, well, yeah, I mean, even an extra 7 minutes looks about enough. Well, 7.5 minutes. You can do an extra 7.5 minutes. It's only 3 laps, essentially. So you do an extra 3 laps, 4 laps, which he had in there. He had 3 or 4 laps in there, without question. But he's, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Who knows? He knows what he's doing. I don't. So TJ is passed Fubar into the pits. He's going to ditch those medium compound tyres. Stormfly still needs to run the mediums. No, he doesn't. He's on them now. Stormfly's on the medium tyres. He's going to run down half a tank of fuel on those mediums and get rid. We're leaving him just one stint on the softs at the end. Unless he ditches there early, of course. The rooms will pit end of lap 45 or lap 46. We'll see how brave he is with that fuel and tyre set. For the time he's back up into that 2. After he pits, he should drop probably back in 3rd place behind Wiggy. But then he'll have the on-rushing TJ breaking it down, trying to look for a way through. Now he's fuel to the end of this race. He's going to have to stop 2 more times. He's going to stop on the 2-hour mark and a 2.5-hour mark for racing soft tyres, and but he won't need any fuel. He doesn't have to put on the mediums. So does that help him? Well, the thing is, the guy he's chasing down at the moment is a Rooms, and there is Stormfly into the pits, which will free a Rooms to go forward and do 1 lap before he comes in and changes that. So Stormfly did 1 lap on those medium tyres and ditched them for the softs. So not interested in running the medium tyres for any length of time. So in fact, Jay's run the medium tyres for a length of time. Grid Troopers running for a length of time. But of the front runners, of the fast guys out front, Fubar should run for a length of time. But those front 4 of the Room, Stormfly, Wiggy, TJ, the ones that are putting in the 202s, the low 203s consistently. Only one of them has run the medium tyres, and that was a Rooms. He ran those for a full 1 hour stint. No fluffing about, no mucking around, just absolutely run those tyres into the ground and then came out on the soft and compound tyres. TJ, complete opposite approach. Well, I say complete opposite approach because still felt slowly ready for a lap. He went into pits, he ditched those tyres after the first couple of laps and then went, right, let's go soft all the way. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's running the soft compound tyres all the way. Wiggy still needs to run the medium tyres. He is just about to lap old man Jay, who's on the medium tyres again. It's actually on two sticks on those mediums. We're about to find out if that is a strategy that works. So Bandit into the pits. He's on the medium tyres into the pits, and there's no work going on in his car. What is going on? Has he had to go for a wee? Oh, he's putting fuel in. Sorry about that. I didn't see the guy putting fuel in. I thought they were all just standing next to the car randomly, and he just disappeared off. There we go. He's coming back out of the pits. He did not go for a wee. If he did, it was a very quick wee. He's back out in 7th place. That has freed Hardwire. Hardwire's also pit, and he is just ahead of him. In terms of fuel, Bandit's got a little bit more fuel than Hardwire. Right, that's enough of that. We've seen enough of the tyres and fuel. No more tyres and fuel information for you. Right, so Grid Trooper's getting rid of some soft tyres, putting on some more soft tyres. Again, look, really early. All I can assume is that unlike all the other classes, when you run your soft tyres down, they're really dropping off earlier than the colour of would suggest. So actually your soft tyres are not lasting right down to their red, because nobody's really getting the full use out of them. And you know, we're in a cost of living crisis, people. We can't be ditching perfectly good tyres. So it is dark. You can't really see it though. Right, so there we go. Williams in the little race. Is he going again? He is indeed going again. I thought lap 46 would be coming in. Now we're on lap 47. Does he realise that he's running out of fuel? 8 seconds is his lead. His last lap was a 2:49, which isn't a super shabby lap, but bearing in mind that until that point he was steady 2:03, low to mid 2:03, 2:03.2, 2:03.8, 2:03.6, 2:03.4, 2:03.3, 2:03.1, 2:03.4, and a 2:03.5. All in the last 8 laps. 8 laps in the 2:03s. He's now dropping off. He's just coming round Bandit. Did he force Bandit off the racetrack then? Look, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Yes, the blue flag is a warning that you're coming, but they're under no obligation to fuck up their race to get out of the way when you want them to. You plan when you're going around them. And the best place, the single best place to do it is coming out of the corner. Plan ahead. You know you're catching them. Plan the fuck ahead. Coming up behind someone and kind of forcing your way through, it's a shitty thing to do. But you know, the problem is that the guys racing out in front aren't used to people lapping them, so they don't understand how it is. And the people at the back are kind of and when I first started doing this, I was given the impression that you had to just fuck off the racetrack and get out of the way because that's what you're supposed to do. No, you're not. That's not what you're supposed to do. Yes, you are expected to give room and not fight them, but you're not expected just to fucking roll over and die for them. And I'm tempted to start thinking about giving out penalties for incorrect blue flag etiquette. But everyone's got, it's like arseholes, not opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one, and they're not the same. But there's your race leader. That 8-second lead's cut down to 6.2 seconds. Stay out 1 lap too many for me. Does he make it back? The thing is, I mean, he's low on fuel now. Not going super quick. I've been proud of him about going as long as you possibly can, but you can go too freaking long. If you're compromising your pace that significantly in order to stay out on the racetrack. You're going too slow. You need to pit. Simple as. And he will be coming in this lap. He's got to come in this lap, or he's going to run out of fuel, and he's going to be last, so very last. But look at that. He's timed the fuel and the tyres perfectly. That's when. Look at those tyres there. That's when people should have been coming into the pits on the software. Let me show you very quickly. That's what I expect the tyres to look like when they're coming in. But Stormfly, Wiggy, TJ, no one's gone in when their tyres look like that. Their tyres look perfectly healthy when they're going in, and it's weird and it's unsettling. Will TJ come forward? He's 45 seconds back, so very unlikely he's going to regain the top 3 spot. Was it pitting early that cost him? Well, if the difference between him and whoever's in front of him at the end of this race is the time of a pit stop, then yes, it did. So there is Stormfly. He is the lead cut significantly to 2.7 seconds. However, he doesn't have to run the medium compound tyres. This man here, Wiggy, he does. He has done 2020 and 2020. So that pace ramping up a little bit. He's got more pace there as Wiggy, and he's starting to put it out there. Still the fastest man on the racetrack though is Stormfly with a 2:01.5. If you are just joining us at this point, this is Race for Mind. Final round in the GR2s at Kyoto, Yamagiwa, and maybe we should just come up with another name for the racetrack. We'll just call it, East or B or F or whatever, like the other ones do. But yeah, it's a Race for Mind. We have streamed, by the end of this, we will have streamed 15 hours of endurance racing for you here on Gran Turismo 7. That is to support the 1 in 15 people over the course of their lifetime will attempt to commit suicide. We've raised 500 quid, which is not too shabby. Thank you very much for your support. We're just under 500 quid anyway. And that is well its way to the charity as we speak. We've had some fun along the way, and we've had a little championship. And right now, the championship will be won by Wiggy. He only needs to finish in the top 3, irrespective of where Stormfly finishes. Obviously, Stormfly finishes behind him, it doesn't matter one jot. But if he finishes behind Stormfly, anywhere in the top 3 will do. So right now, in second place, that's exactly where he needs to be. And he's got a buffer. Stormfly second in the championship. He can only be caught if he gets beaten by TJ in a significant way. And I don't mean with the whips and chains, I mean as he puts in another purple sector. There is a rooms, and I would, listen, it's a shame this guy wasn't in it from week number 1. We didn't have him for Le Mans, we didn't have him for the race at Bathurst. But I tell you what a competition this would have been. What a final finish. For Stormfly, Wiggy, him and TJ, all battling out for the championship over the 4 rounds. It would have been fantastic. And you know what? We've got another endurance series coming up, and I really hope he gets involved for that. That will be, we're going to get the Super Formula out of the way, done and dusted first. There's a few races after that. We didn't finish that series. Well, actually, I'm going to put the vote up whether we just go straight into endurance or whether we go back to complete Super Formula. I'm torn, really. I'm not, can I be honest? I'm not a fan of Super Formula. I think if you want to do Formula racing, there is an entire game for that in F1. Where the cars handle much more like proper Formula cars do. Super easy to do. Much more accurate in that respect. And there are many leagues for it, which I'm involved with, of course. But, it's the people's choice. People race when they want to race. Come up with these ideas, and it's a matter of I like them. Because all I've got to do is talk about them. These guys have got to actually race them. But if we do start, when we do come to our new Stay in Power Endurance event, which will be coming up at some point, hopefully everyone gets involved in that, because that will make it for an interesting Saturday night live. TJ running in 4th place. Would have put money on him battling for top 3. but at the moment just doesn't seem to be happening for him. He's 18 seconds outside that top 3. It's not for lack of pace. I mean, he's there or thereabouts in terms of pace and steady sort of 203s. So it's not a lack of pace. I really think it is just down to the fact that he pit earlier and just got himself out of sequence. I think if he run those medium tyres for full skill, I think him and Arooms, and they were actually one stage he did have a battle at Nürburgring, with Arooms when they were trading fastest laps in the middle stint. He had a number of battles with Stallfire, but before he was having his battles with Stallfire, in fact after, in between some of the battles with Stallfire, he had some good battles with Arooms when they were trading fastest laps. And so in terms of pace, very similar to these. Two Dutchmen, of course, and they were probably fine stripped to the waist. That's from the waist down, not the waist up. To decide who is the best. Fubar Philantis, my outside bet for a top 3. I think he's a certainty for top 5. I can't see where he's going to break into the top 3 from there. He's taken a chance, which nobody else out in front has done, is that he's running again on the medium tyres. He knows he's got reasonably good pace on those medium tyres, and he is 6.7 seconds clear of Hardwire behind him on those medium tyres. Now, Hardwire's pace on the soft tyres, it's a 203.5. That puts him, pace-wise, in and amongst the sort of laps that these guys are doing, a 203.5. But he's on the soft compound tyre, so we know the soft compound tyre doesn't last long. So can he make up that 6.1 seconds on Fubar? Probably, if he continues with that kind of pace. But Fubar just needs to hold him off. And if he does that successfully, by the time that Hardwire gets there, Hardwire's going to have to go and pit again, and Fubar just gives me off the right. Thank you very much. Latest dude. Bandit is 21 seconds back, 21 seconds back. 204.1 fastest lap, which he did 2 laps ago. He is trying to chase down Hardwire, who he had some really good battles with, but just not happening. He's on the soft compound tyre. Will pit again, probably in about 20 minutes or so. Grizz Troopers. He's running medium tyres. He doesn't have to run them again. I think Bandit has as well, actually. I don't think he has. No, I don't think Hardwire has yet. Old J also run the medium tyres. He's running again, funnily enough. His lap times, he can do a 205.6. And he's done that twice. 205.603 and 205.608. Averages to be 206 to a 7. Early 207s, late 206s, which is not bad on those medium tyres. Grizz Troopers on the softs can do a 203.7, which he just did, but has been doing some 205, 208. So actually, in terms of, there's not that much difference in terms of pace between the two tyres. But of course, I'm going to check it right. 5.7 seconds is the gap. For the first time in this race for a long time, you can see the car ahead. There it goes, just around turn number 1. Here it goes. We can see the back of Stormfly. And it's taken essentially an hour and 15 minutes in this race for him to be able to see him. And he's still not that clear. Certainly won't see him through here. Certainly won't see him through here. The next time he might see him over the crown of this hill. Does he see him? No, he doesn't. Round this corner. Then he might see him as they go into where he's on the limits. And the other also limits. And can't see him there either. So that's Wiggys Wiggler on your left hand side. That's where the turn is. But Wiggy this time not going to see his turn. He goes to the right hand side. He's back on that power. 6.6 seconds now. Is the gap. He's not going to get to see what he wants to see, which is the back of Soulfly's car. There is Arooms. Fastest lap for him was 201.8, which he did a couple of laps. And Stormfly, it's almost like Stormfly responds. So 201.8 for Arun's on lap 50. And it seems whenever Arun puts in the fastest lap, Stormfly does it as well on that side. The thing is, they're on the same lap, Stormfly's actually done it first. But yeah, so there we go. 201.2 for Stormfly. Are we going to see this race a sub 201 lap? You've got to think he's got to be in there. And I think if he's coming from anyone, it's coming from Stormfly or it's coming from Arun's. One of those two, I think, have got a sub 201 lap in them. Let's see. Let us see. I mean, Stormfly's run the medium tyres already, so he's going to run softs to the end. Wiggy still needs to run the medium tyres. Fubar doesn't. Can't remember what he does. So maybe it is only Wiggy that needs to run the medium tyres. Wiggy and possibly Hardwire. I haven't checked the Hardwire. I think he hasn't run the medium tyres. No, I can run stuff down. So there is the man who will be champ, most likely, if the situation stays exactly as it is. At the moment, 19 seconds clear of the rules in third. He's 7.3 back from Stormfly. Remember, he doesn't need to win Stormfly to win the championship. He just needs to finish behind him, directly behind him, or at least in the top 3 behind him. So he's in a good position. There is Arun's. We did think at one stage he wasn't closed down. He's got another 201. Is he going for my sub 201 challenge? There's obviously not a sub 2 minute. I mean, that would be mental. If there was a sub 2 minute in there, someone hadn't been close to that already. I'd be very surprised. There is TJ. Surprisingly, not in the top 3. But I think the pace up front today is so fast. And with that early pit stop from the medium tyres, look, I see why he did it. I still insist that he should have raced for it is what it is. That's your top 4. Don't think. I think other than Arun's TJ maybe, depending on strategy. Arun's and Wiggy. I think if anyone's going to be vulnerable in that top 3, right, I think it's Wiggy. I think it's only because he hasn't run the medium compound side. But the thing is, he's going to have to stop again, and he'll stop again in probably lap 55. He doesn't stop now. Yeah, so he'll stop at the end of this lap. He's just starting lap 55. That will take him to. Now that's the point where he can either. Well, he's got 3 options really. He can do what's called like put on the medium tyres for 1 or 2 laps, then dive in back on the softs and carry him down. Know that he's going to have to put 1 more time. He could go on the softs again and leave using the mediums until later. But he obviously would have to put at least once more, twice more if he's going to bin the mediums early. Or, and I say this or, he could put on the medium tyres, put some fuel in that car, and run to the end of the race. It would require some level of pace on the mediums. It would require balls of steel, I think. You know, bear in mind he's got a pair of rooms. Won't have to pit for a little while. That 19-second gap actually might not be enough when Wiggy comes in. Stormfly, he's got 4 more laps where he comes in. But I think, based on the fact that Stormfly has come in on the half hour every single time, bar that that's been his strategy, just coming in on the half hour. 201, 2 of course was the fastest lap. And he's been in those 201s consistently. Since he did the sub 202, he has consistently been in the mid 201s. In fact, the last 201.9 was his slowest since lap 48. Old man Jay out the back of the pack, he 205.3, his fastest lap. 1 minute 44 behind Cruise Troopers. Grizz Trooper's lapping a little bit faster last lap. Has had a couple of bad laps. So look, there's always a chance. There's always a chance that the guy in front of you makes a mistake. Overfuels, underfuels, or whatever. Overfuel would be just as bad because it's as long as you wipe out, of course. 42 seconds on the road from our American connection is Bandit. Another Dutchman. And he is running 7th. 43 seconds up from the two back markers. 24 seconds behind the Bulgarian hardware, Christoph Bratvanov, as his name states. And there he is. He is 1.9 seconds behind Fubar. At the moment, though, he's got Stormfire behind him looking to make a move, and the blue flags are out. It says, move over, boy, and you don't fucking have to. You just have to not make it difficult for them. 1.3 seconds. Sorry, 1.8 seconds. So far, he is from Fubar. There is Fubar. Fubar is Mr. Fifth. Mr. Fourth and Mr. Fifth. That's kind of been his wheelhouse. And TJ's decided to get involved in his wheelhouse and be ahead of him in fourth place. 1 minute behind TJ is Rooms. So 1 minute behind is Fubar, and Rooms is 25 seconds ahead. And there he is, the man who took those medium tyres for one of the only drivers to use the medium tyres for a full length stint, and still chucking in the turn 1 to turn 1.8 for him, trying to desperately to close that gap to Wiggy. When did Wiggy come in? Well, certainly not this lap. He's going to go one more round, round and round we go again, and he's going to have to gain this time because it's just too low. 8.9 seconds now. Stormflies lead. What can these guys do? There's really nothing that Wiggy or Rooms or TJ can do. I think pace-wise, TJ's just kind of off that pace now. But Wiggy and Rooms have got the pace, but I don't see what these guys can do to really in Stormfly. Stormfly just has the measure of pace around him. He's got the car exactly purring where he wants it. And there's Fubar, who is under pressure from Hardwire, but Stormfly coming in and in between them as he laps them for probably the second or third time there. Yes, I can't see what those guys can do other than change the strategy. You know, it's such a difficult decision. You know, if you've got your strategy, you know it's working for you. You don't want to change that because you know it's working for you. But when the car out in front, the only thing you can do to beat it is to change the strategy. Do you do it? Wiggy has dragged this out to the 2 hour mark. Now, does he come in, put on the mediums, run for 1 hour on the medium tyres? Certainly an option. Does he put the mediums on, ditch them, 1 lap later, put the softs on? No, he's got a bit again and he's going racy. Or what's the other suggestion? Just ignore the fact that he's got to use mediums at all and do it outside in the pit windows just to put them on because you have to. Very, very difficult one to call, I think. So, there's anything we've only got 9 drivers in the lot, right, is if it's a 3 hour race, you run out of shit to talk about quite quickly, particularly when we're in this kind of, and this is that kind of middle phase of the race. With endurance racing, you get that kind of middle phase of the race where not much really goes on. Everyone's kind of found their little kind of bit on the scale streak, and it doesn't get a little bit of scale streak. Is that everyone's got their little bit on the track and they're doing that, and the strategies haven't really aligned or come to fruition or that kind of thing at this stage. So it's really difficult to make a call. I mean, yes, you can get relative pace, you can see how quick they are, and that kind of thing. But you know, you don't know what the concentration levels are like. You don't know that person's in a wee, and that you know at this point, 2 hours in, it's fine. But at 2 hours 45 minutes in, maybe it's not so fine so much anymore, and you start to get uncomfortable. Then you know, do you pee yourself? Who knows? Who knows? So midfield, essentially we've got our top four. The top four separated by about a minute. Stormfly, Wiggy, 10 seconds between them, 15 seconds back to the rooms, and then 29 seconds back to TJ. That's your kind of top four. That's the big vying for third place. Then we look outside the top four. We've got Fubar, and Fubar originally was kind of on his own a little bit, having his own little battle with himself. While Risto Bratvanov, Hardwire as we know, who's from Bulgaria, was battling behind with Bandit from the Netherlands, and those two were going at it and, you know, swapping places and all that kind of thing. Who's getting the blue flags? Because that's just a straight race, right? Of course it is. That's Wiggy coming through, that's why. Yeah, so, but, you know, obviously it didn't really work out. Wiggy into the pits, so we're not going to be affected by that. But, yeah, so they had their little battle. Now they're 24 seconds apart, and it looks like Hardwire's just kind of closed up on Fubar, found that rhythm. He's now running in 6th place, but puts a real pressure on Fubar at this stage. I think the only saving grace really, and I've said this before, is if Fubar, who's on the medium compound tire, can hold him up for a little while. Risto's on the soft. He's got a few laps left, probably 2 or 3, 4 maybe, depending on how he uses his fuel. And I mean, if he's chasing hard now, he's going to be burning through his fuel. That's the one difficulty. He's going to be absolutely chunking through that fuel as he tries to find a way through. And TJ into the pits as well. So it is literally half hour. And again, why are you going in with tyres that look like this? You don't need to change out those tyres. You can go longer, you've got fuel on board. You don't need to go for fuel. Wait, hold out, for fuck's sake. Don't understand this weird strategies. Yeah, but we were talking about this battle. This battle will rage on, but the thing is, even if Hardwire does get past Fubar, it's not a train smash. You know, as long as he's not pulling 15-20 seconds clear. If you can stick with him, it's not really a train smash because he's going to have to go into the pits at some stage. And it's nice to see actually Fubar this time has kind of gone with his own strategy. He's based his strategy on where he is on the racetrack. And staying out on them, going for the mediums again, actually, I think was the correct choice. Look, I think he realised early on he didn't have, and that pace out front started quick, and it never really dropped off. And I think that's, you know, that's going to cost drivers who kind of, for whom slow and steady wins the race. I mean, don't get me wrong, Wiggy is more sort of patient, when can I find my opportunity to kind of drive, but this race is a difficult one to call, I think, really do. Far too much time on Mr. Brown. Right, so Stormfly, the lead, 23 seconds is the lead. That's opened up again. He's unbeatable today, isn't he? Unbeatable. And he's going to pit now. Well, next up anyway. A rooms with a view. 22 seconds back. 7.9 clear in 2nd place, and a few laps to go before he needs to pit again. Now, the only thing I'll say here is how much longer he's going to have to pit one more time after this. Now, if it's every half hour for the softs, you've got to wonder whether he's going to put the medium tyres on. His pace wasn't shabby in the medium tyres by any stretch of the imagination. Let's not pretend that he was slow on the medium, because he wasn't. Look, he wasn't doing 201.8s or 201 or 20 low 202s, but he was still in the 203, 204s. Now, I wouldn't be too surprised if he went in, he put on the medium compound tyres and went to the end of this race. I think that's a real, when you've got that kind of pace on the medium tyres, I think that's a real workable strategy. Wiggy is currently running in 3rd place. He's on the soft tyres again. He still needs to run the medium compound tyre. And usually when it comes to using an option tyre like that, he won't use it for any length of time. He'll just put it on a bit of 7.6 seconds behind Runes. As we see Stormfly, true to form, going into the pits on that. Well, it's a couple of minutes over this time. But still, you have to remember this time actually, he had no choice, he had to go in for fuel. He had tyres to go burn, but he didn't have any fuel left. So Runes will come through. He will lead this race briefly, but he will lead this race. We have had a Dutchman in the lead of this race from minute one. Minute number one. We had a Dutchman start on the front of the grid. Actually, no, we didn't. I lied. We did not have a Dutchman start on the front of the grid. That would be good, starting on the front of the grid. But by turn two, we had a Dutchman at the front, and the Dutchman has led this race all the way through. Like a boss, I would say, if you were so inclined. 4.6 seconds, 4.9, 4.2. Why is that dropping off so much? Has Stormfly had a problem? Has he had a problem? Because Wiggy is all over the back of him. Wiggy pit a lap earlier. Can Wiggy turn it on? He is just behind Stormfly. Stormfly has clearly lost some time somewhere. Can Wiggy make the move in the dark here at Kyoto? You would go on. The Y&M1. It's the Y&M Kyoto track. Stormfly is 6.8 seconds behind the leader, Runes. Runes won't be there forever. Stormfly won't be there, or will he? Because at the moment, Wiggy not letting him go. Wiggy wants some of what Stormfly is selling. Can he smell it? Yes, he can, and he wants it now. But it's whether he gets it or not. It's the equivalent of that little when you're in the car, who's that little smoke off the pie and makes you chase it down. Can he catch it though? Can he get a slice of that pie with you? He'll want to beat him. Look, he knows he only has to finish in the top three if Stormfly finishes ahead of him. But he'll still want to beat him and prove why he is the endurance race champion of the world. The whole world. That's what the black flag. But there's not much involved. So, yeah, of the world. He's the black flag endurance champion of the world. Stormfly just weathering the storm by the looks of things. Stormfly has, of course, used those medium tyres already. Wiggy has not. Now there goes Hardwire's into pit. He's part of the medium tyres. He's going to take those medium tyres to the end of this race. This is where we see whether that strategy works. Whether putting those medium tyres on is a good idea. I think it's not a bad shout to run them to the end. Particularly because you know that anyone running soft is going to have to pit. This is what I think Fubar. Fubar's done it twice. He's run the medium twice. So Fubar actually has done quite clever in that. He's still only a minute behind TJ. TJ does need to pit again though. Not necessarily for fuel, but certainly for tyres. He doesn't need to put mediums on. That's the only thing. I think it's going to be difficult for Fubar. He's going to close that gap a bit. Certainly, because everybody in front of him will have to go into the pits at least one more time. Wiggy may have to go in twice. It depends whether he's brave enough. At some stage he's going to have to put on those medium tyres. Whether he does that for the final stint or whether he just does a splash and dash that remains to be seen. But he's on the racing soft tyres right now. It would be nice actually if I could see these are the tyres they use for these, so I'll show you. Oh man, Joe, 1 minute. It's not a train. He hasn't dropped right. The pace differential seems to be quite significant for his final stop. I imagine he'll probably put on the medium compound tyre again. and just run along in the hope that helps him out. Grizz Troopers will need to stop again, and maybe even again. He's on the soft compound tyre. Hardwire running the medium to the end of this race. He is 2 minutes 52 seconds behind the race leader. He's 29 seconds behind Bandit. Bandit comes back out. Where does he come back out in comparison? He's on track. Where is Hardwire? Too far back to capitalise. In fact, he's got a car between. There's a car between. It's only a lucky car between. Fubar Philantis. There he runs in 5th place. I know it's not really. He's far too far ahead of Bandit, and much quicker for Bandit to make any inroads into Fubar. Or you're certainly beating him on the race track. He might take a few seconds out, unless there is a catastrophic, absolutely catastrophic fuck. 1.10 seconds. And similarly, that's not going to change unless there's a catastrophic fuck. 38 seconds now to Wiggy. Now, there is this issue of the medium compound tyre that's going to be hanging over Wiggy at this stage. 201.6 fastest lap, so he is capable of going sub 202, as is TJ, as is Stormfly, as is Arun, or is he? Yeah, he is. 201.9. His gap is currently 4.6 seconds. Now, is 45 minutes possible? Well, I think there is, because I've looked at some of the standard tyres when Stormfly and Wiggy and TJ have gone in on that half hour mark, and I actually think they could have stayed out for a number more laps. Right. 4.1 seconds, that's the gap. Arun's to Stormfly. Can Stormfly close that gap before Arun goes into the pits? Or is Arun just going to maintain that gap? Knowing that Stormfly needs to pit again. He can't go to the end of the soft compound tyres. He has run a mediums, but he does need to go again. This is the thing. Now, Arun needs a pace of low 202s. Stormfly's doing, Stormfly's doing high 201s. So Arun needs two things. He needs to up his pace to the low 201s. He needs to maintain a decent distance ahead of Stormfly, and he needs to go far enough onto his tyres and into the final hour that he can run one last stint, and preferably on the soft compound tyre. 1.9 back. His downfall is going to be the necessity of using the medium tyre. But don't panic, because this right now is where he needs to be. One place behind Wiggy, 2 places is enough, even if Wiggy wins this race. If Stormfly wins this race, so Wiggy's in a good position. He's got nothing to worry about. Hasn't got care in the world. Just advertising that coke like he's got shares. Look, if the opportunity presents itself to go breezing past Stormfly, absolutely. Right, I'll make Jay still at the back of the pack. That was 2:37 that last lap, but that was he's on his so he's on his first hot lap since going in. He's going to run as many tyres and go to the end of this race. Grizz Troopers from the United States of America. Fuck yeah! He is running in 8th place. He has got to pick again for some soft tyres, but only needs tyres, does not need fuel. Hardwire, he's going to the end on the medium compound tyre. He's only He's only 3 seconds ahead of Chris. Now, he has had a terrible lap on these medium tyres. 2:22.0. If let's have a look what he's got this time round. He's crossed the line. That's a 2:05.9. That's much better than a 2:22.0. If he can continue going at a 2:05.9 on the medium tyres, Grizz ain't catching him. To be fair, Grizz's time on the soft tyres is pretty similar to that. So maybe he's safe enough. Now, the question is, can he make up 35.7 seconds on Bandit? Now, Bandit is a little bit slower, but he's on brand new soft tyres. And so he's doing low 206s. He did have it's low 206s with occasional low 207 chucked in for good measure. He can do a mid 204. That's within his capabilities, Bandit. But at the moment, he doesn't need to. I think if he continues as he is in those 206s, while the gap is 36 seconds, I think if the gap starts to get to 10 to 15 seconds, and there's still quite a significant time left in the race, then maybe you can think about upping the pace. But at this stage, look after that fuel, look after the tyres for an opportunity later to help you defend. He's not going to be able to attack Fubar. Fubar consistently strong in those 204s, dropping out to 205s, but he's not really racing anybody now. He's a minute 16 behind TJ, and as we see, TJ's coming up behind Bandit pretty soon. I don't think we're not before Fubar does the same thing. There is the man who would be king, but isn't. 2:01.8 is his fastest lap. He did that on lap 61. We're now on lap 66, which is 2/3 of the way to the number of the beast. If you find the rest of his number, you can phone him up and ask him to send you a pizza. Steady 2:02s, but 41.3 seconds back from Wiggy. I think the top 3 is out of reach for today, which is a shame because he's driven so well. But he's not going to make a podium place today just because of the pace out front. Wiggy is running in 3rd. He is just about to lap Fubar. Now, Fubar's in 5th place. That just goes to show you that top 3 pace is phenomenal pace. So there goes Wiggy just lapping Fubar in 5th. It looks like just the car is missing. So Stormfly with a 2-second penalty. He's 1.8 behind the Rooms. Wiggy's only 1.5 behind him. Is he about to take him on the racetrack? Bear in mind that both these drivers need to stop again. There's a penalty being served. Didn't move off the race line, bit naughty. But Wiggy does go through. So there we go. How about this for a turnaround in the championship? Bear in mind that at one stage Stormfly was 30 seconds of anybody else. Now the thing is, Wiggy still does need to put on some medium compound tyres, and that will most certainly allow Stormfly back in. But you just don't know. You don't know. It could be that I missed Wiggy putting on those medium tyres, and actually he doesn't need to do it anymore, and then Stormfly can will have to go balls out and then make sure he beats him on the racetrack. So Arun's going to go for his final stop. He has really taken those soft compound tyres quite some way, and I think he's going to be able to take soft tyres to the end of this race when he pits at the end of this lap. Just to show you what he's got out of those tyres. Well, he's still got some left. He pit some time ago. Certainly more. Most people have been using those soft tyres for half an hour. He's been on them for nearly 50 minutes. Maybe just a little bit less than that. About 45 minutes. So he picked just after they did on the soft, but he made them last so much longer. He's going to put on fuel, he's going to put on tyres, will take him to the end of this race. Has he pulled out another master strategy like he did at Daytona? It didn't work for him at the Nürburgring, but the pace of that was insane. He showed really, really good. And I think when we look at like sprint races and stuff, I think people like Stormfly, I think very much dominate sprint races. Stormfly TJ. Oh, no, I don't think this. Oh, and a little wobble there. He's into the pits, but he did have a little wobble going in, which cost him a bit of time. Yes, and we've got people like Kevin and Stormfly that are very, very good at sprint races. Kevin also very good at. We don't know what he's like at long endurance. That's the thing. For me, the people that are really good at long endurance, really very good Stormflies. Okay, no problem. Rim's proved he's very good at it. TJ's proved he's very good at it. Fubar as well. Can put in a shift or two. It seems to work quite well for these guys. They can kind of have their stint where they go a bit crazy and go a bit fast. TJ just lapping Bandit. Doesn't need to be quite so aggressive in doing so. He is lapping him after all, they're not racing. 45 seconds to gap to Rims. That's where Rims comes back out in the top three. He's on the racing softs. He's going to the end of this race. He's going to run another 40 minutes on those soft compound tyres. Stormfly's got to stop again. He's definitely got to stop again. Wiggy does as well, but he only needs to put on. He can put on medium tyres and finish twice. That's the what he needs to do. Or he can go in and really wants to stop twice. But I wouldn't recommend that as a viable strategy. Now, does Stormfly go in on the half-hour mark again, or does he do something different? So remember, this is a full day-night cycle. We will see the sun coming up. Shouldn't be too long before we see the sun coming up. Actually, it's not been like super dark right as I expected. Not like it was when we did the race last week. Last week, when it got dark, you couldn't see the cars at all. It was absolutely awful in that respect. So we'll see what occurs this time. It hasn't really got super dark at all. In fact, I think we're going to be seeing the sunset pretty soon. And a quick reminder, why are we doing what we're doing?
Mental health problems affect 1 in 4 of us. Join Mind now in the fight for mental health.
A donation of £20 could help 167 people take their first steps in getting mental health support through Mind's booklets.
Join Mind now in the fight for mental health.
Mental health problems affect 1 in 4 of us. Join Mind now in the fight for mental health.
That's why we do it. And this is the final race of the series. And thank you for everyone who's got involved and sent us some money. So Wiggy currently leading this race. This is the first time actually. It's the first time that a Brit has led the race, and it is the first time anyone other than a Dutchman has led this race, apart from on first lap from the pole position. That's something. 69, lap 60, yeah, of course it's going to be 69. My favourite, mine and yours favourite lap. So Wiggy will be coming in lap 70, lap 71. Will he be coming in for the lead of the race, or will Stormfly have reeled him in by then? Bear in mind, Stormfly's still got to stop again. Fuel-wise, it looks like he might be stopping around lap 72, 73. We'll see what happens there. Not confident that we're going to be able to hold out between now and then. Just purely, I mean, look, Wiggy's got 201s in him, but Stormfly's got a lot of 201s that scream to get out, and 201.2 being the fastest of them. I think the average there has been a 201.4, 201.453, 201.452, 201.714, 329, 762. He's got some timing in that boy. Fast as fuck, boy. So, 2 hours, 23 minutes, 36 seconds into this 3-hour endurance racing for Mind. And it's been an interesting race, There's been a few good overtakes. There's been some... It's been very fair, to be honest. Not fairer than others. They've been quite respectful of each other, which is always good. Everyone can really bit of respect. The other thing that I've noticed as well is that they've been quite supportive through helping with, where they should be and the best place to go and the best ride. Really supportive, which you've got to love all that kind of support from your teammates. And you know, I suppose it's quite fitting with bearing in mind what this is all about. And it's about, you know, supporting people with to get through and get out the other side and really kind of and be better. So thank you for looking at that and taking on board what we're doing. We did do a formation lap beforehand. That formation lap was just so we could get some sort of photos and kind of whatever. Unfortunately, I think anyone's actually sat for the I kind of thought someone was going to do it. I think everyone just assumed everyone else was going to do it, but no one did it. So we might have to do a formation lap like that again. We'll check out. Right, so Wiggy's still holding out. He's going to come in. I think he's coming in this lap. Probably the best thing to do is come in before. What is the red light and the blue light mean? Because Wiggy's got a red light in his window, or he's staying out for another lap, is Wiggy. Yeah, he's got a red light in his window. Stilfly's got a blue light in his window. Wiggy's got a blue light. TJ's got a red light. Blue light for Fullbar, red light for Bandits. Red light for Hardwire, red light for Grizz, and red light for Old Man Joe. That's got to be, surely, isn't it? I was saying, has that got to be, or is that because you're within 1 second of another driver? Well, no, because he's not within 1 second of him. Don't know is the answer to that question. It's nothing to do with fuel levels because there's varying different fuel levels. It's nothing to do with needing to pit because they're very different ones. Could it be to do with lap time? Anyone know? Please answer the postcard to PO Box Tell. Wiggy 1.1 seconds, just open up a little bit from Stormfly as they come up behind to lap Grizz Troopers for the fourth time. Old Joe's been left for Grizz Troopers lap 69. Old Joe lap 68, so yeah, it's been for the third time to lap Grizz Troopers. Wiggy won't, I think, get to lap because I think he just round the final corner and peel off to the left hand side into pit lane. As they like to call it in Grizz Troopers' native tongue. Pit lane. That term, this is known as Bandit's Beak, but it's slightly shaped slightly differently in this connotation of the racetrack. And it really opens up. So then we go to Wiggy stayed out again for another lap. My God, that man's brave with his fuel. So he really is sticking to his half hour. Shit. 7/10 of a second is his gap back to Stormfly. Now, is he going to go on the mediums for the final stint? And when's Stormfly going to come in? So Stormfly's got a bit longer on the racetrack, but he still does need to split. That's the thing, he can't get away with it. He cannot get away with not pitting one more time, can Stormfly. Does he really play into the hands of the rooms, right? He's there, we know he can take those soft tires to the end because he's already proven it in the last stint. We just see the light coming back to us here at the end of this 24-hour simulated race. Of course, I say 24-hour simulated race. It wasn't actually 24 hours. We just spent the time on to make it look like that. Yeah, I've not been doing this for 24 hours. How fucking tired would I be if I had? I was really a bit free. And Arun's, let me tell you something. Arun's races like this on a pad. Not on a wheel like it was. And he actually thinks he'd be slower on a wheel than the pad. I'm sure he's but who knows? He's still quicker than me and he's on a freaking pad. Wiggy leads Stormfly from for half a second. 20 seconds back to Rooms. Now Rooms just coming to lap. Oh, did he have a little touch of Fubar there? It's not on, mate. You don't have a fucking God-given right. It's the second time he's been quite aggressive with the lapping. You don't have a God-given right to take that fucking position. Let's be clear. Let's be absolutely clear on that. Right? Yes, the other car should make an effort not to hold you up, but no, they shouldn't have to fucking just disappear off the fucking racetrack out of your way. It's not how it works, mate. You've all got to coexist on the track, and there are rules in place that insist he gets out of the way, but not that he immediately moves as soon as you come up with it, and then you can muscle your way through it. It's just as simple as that. Don't like it, suck it. TJ 38 seconds back from Arooms. I've called him before. I'm going to say again, he's not in line for top 3 fight. Other than disconnection or a massive problem for one of those top 3 drivers, and the top 3 will be the top 3. Might not be in that necessarily that order, but it will be the top 3. Fumar, we just saw him being lapped. He's in 5th place. Bandit running in at 6th place. Wiggy's going to come to the pits any time now. I don't think he's in the pits now as we speak. I know there's old man Jake in the pits. Will Wiggy pulling into the pits now? Imagine so. There is Hardwire. He is running in 7th place. 27 seconds back from Bandit. 30 seconds up from Grizz Troopers. There is Grizz Troopers. Old man Jay just fueling to the end of this race. Probably been too much fuel to be fair. Or has he gone for a fag? No, he's had enough. He's gone for a fag. Because he's not fueling and he's not tiring. So he has had enough and he's gone for a spunk. Rage quit! There is your leader. He's still holding off Stormfly. He's still out on track. But he is absolutely going to pit now. He's got a couple of corners to go around. There's another one. He's got this big sweeping right-hander at the end of this turn here. And we'll see him pulling over to the right-hand side. No, we won't. We'll see him pull over to the left-hand side. Because that's where the pits, pull over to right as he lights. We won't go to the pits if he does, because that's where the pit lane is. And there he goes into pit lane. And Stormfly follows him in. Interesting tactic, because Stormfly could have, if he so wished, stayed out. So it's going to be a straight Wiggy versus Stormfly shootout. But Wiggy has got to put on medium tyres. So it could, doesn't matter what they do really, it's going to be, here comes the Rooms. He's running to the end of this race. He takes the lead here on lap 74. Now we think it's going to be around 12 more laps for what we've got 30 minutes left, 2 minutes left. It's going to be about 12 more laps, there or thereabouts. Now Rooms takes the lead. He's on the soft compound tyre. He's got enough fuel to take him to the end. 2.8 seconds is his gap. Now Wiggy, I don't think he has. I think he's doing it again. I think he's doing what he did last time, which is I think he's just going to go put him on for one lap at the very end. I think that's what he's going to do. Put him on for one lap. And the last lap, he did it at Cutters. I think he did it at Bathurst. He definitely did it at Northleaf. And I think he may have done it at Daytona as well. Don't hold me to that. Don't hold me to that Daytona. I don't think he did it. I'm not sure he did it at Daytona. He may have already done it and I've just missed. But I can't imagine that. Because I think, if you take the fact that Stormfly was about 30 seconds clear of this guy, this guy, like I've known him for some time now. Who knows? Certainly I don't pay attention to jack shit. But Rooms is the big surprise package here. Not far off the fastest lap of the race either. He saw them go in. He went hammer time. 201.3 was his hammer time. It was only 1/10 slower than Stormfly's hammer time, but not quick enough, unfortunately. But at the moment, he's in the driving seat. Literally, you can see him. There he is. His hands on the steering wheel. No, he's in the driving seat because he is 3.3 seconds clear. He ran long. He went medium tyres for an hour at the beginning of this race, and There goes Fubar coming into the pits. That'll be his final stop. He's got 44 seconds on Bandit. He'll get in and out. He'll get the tyres he needs, which will be softened out to the end of this race. He'll get in and out without a problem, without any danger. TJ's got his tyres to the end of this race. He's 51 seconds back. He's outside the top 3. This is the battle. And genuinely, any one of these 3 can still win this race. Who would have thought after 3 hours of racing that we didn't already have? Look, we've got a definitive top 3. That goes without saying. But who wins it? I'm literally on the edge of my seat. I'm in exactly the same part of my seat as before. No, I'm on the edge of my seat. It's exciting stuff. Very exciting. 3.5 seconds. The room's just getting faster and faster and faster. He just put on in another purple sector. Is he going to get fastest lap this time out? Has he just literally, has he been sandbagging? Not so well, not sandbagging, but something going slower. That's another purple sector for him. Is it going to be purple again? He comes round this little twisty sector. He's on that power. Twisty. He's going to have a hard braking zone here. I'm going to take him round to that left-hand side. Changes down to second gear. Gets that turn round into the corner. Then up the gears again. Third, fourth, fifth gear. Up to sixth gear. No, down to fourth just for that little jink there. Back up to fifth before the braking zone. No, it's not. Brakes into that braking zone. Second gear. And I don't know if he does it automatic or he does manual gears. I think he can ask him. But he heads down and he'll cross the line, and that will there be a sub 201 there? My God, that was damn close. That's the fastest lap of the race. That's a 201.079. There is a sub 201 in this, and it looks like if anyone's going to get it at the moment, it's going to be a Rooms, because he is on fire. Absolutely melting this to the end. He has planned this to perfection. The tyres are holding out well. The fuel is holding out well. He's gone purple yet again. This is a thing of beauty to watch. And just watch this guy race. He is absolutely on the raggedy edge every single corner, but makes it look so smooth. Into Wiggys Wiggler, or would be, and he was turning left. He's not. He turns right. Goes into the Miami section of this racetrack. And he's round here. He was purple in sector 1. Is he purple in sector 2? Didn't see that he was. He's certainly purple there. We're looking for a sub 201 here. If he does a sub 201, I think he's got this race in the bag. He's already opened it up to 4.1 seconds. He is purple again. Stormfly and Wiggy behind him have got no response. This is a great performance. That's a 1087 at that stage. He is still purple. He has got just a couple of sectors left. He rounds the right-hander into this left-hander, up through the gears. This nice twisty section here gets you up into fifth gear as you turn here. Then on the brakes, bang, down to second gear, get that car rotated. Then back up through the gears again. Third, fourth, fifth, then a little lift. And down to fourth gear, just to get that rotation of back on the power again for this final turn. Is he going to break that 201 finally for the first time in this 3-hour race? And what a time to do it. It's certainly looking good to break that 201 barrier. And he heads towards the line. That's a 59. That's 2 minutes. He does not break the 201 barrier. In fact, a little bit slower at the end there with a 201.1. But let's not be around the bush. Stormfly is not having any of it. He's just done a 201.026 as he chases down Wiggy. Is he going to go faster now? This is literally battle after battle. Stormfly does not want to give up the fastest lap. There's no additional point for fastest lap, but he still wants it anyway. He goes purple. This is game on. And a Wiggy stuck in the middle of this speed sandwich. It's the only way I can describe it. 1.2 seconds he's behind Wiggy into the next sector. Does he get another purple? He does not. He is down on his time. Wiggy did a 201.8 in comparison. These guys either side of him are absolutely on fire. But can they sustain it? And the big question, medium tyres, Wiggy. Did I miss a trick somewhere? He did put medium tyres on. Or Is he doing the usual? Fuck it, I'll just do one lap on those sides right at the end and see where I am at. Now, he won't drop behind TJ, but he will finish third if he's got to put a medium size on third. Simple as. Because Stormfly is super quick. Now, at the moment, Stormfly is 4.7 seconds off the leader, who is this man here, Rooms. And he has just turned it up to 11. No quarter given, no thought about saving anything now. He's literally going to run those tyres down to the wire. He's going to run that fuel down to the fumes. And if he does it right, and he can keep this gap, though it has come down a little bit, it was 4 seconds, it's now 3.3. Has he just taken his foot metaphorically off the gas, it looks like it, with a 2:02.2? Remember, we did a 2:01.079, and then that was countered, that was on lap 75 we did that. Then lap 76, a 2:01.026 from Stormfly. Again, he runs as a fast lap, and Stormfly says, fuck you, whatever you can do, I can improve. I see your 0.079 and I race you at 0.26. And Rune's not yet anything to answer for that. But he is now 2.9 seconds is the gap between him and Wiggy. There is Wiggy, he's just done a 2:01.0. That's his fastest lap in the race. So 2:01.055. So he's gone faster than the Runes now. It is ramping up. The top three are separated by just 4.1 seconds after 3 hours of racing here at the Kyoto Driving Park, all through the night, and we have no more than 5 seconds between the top three. At one stage, this man here, Stormfly, was 30 seconds clear, and it's not because he's been slow. Just the strategies have played out in different ways, and it's all come to alignment now. Everybody's pit, and everybody's at the end of their strategy. Chris Trooper's off the track, and he pulls out of the way, and Joe was just coming back on the track. I don't think he realised Stormfly was coming through as well. That may have cost Stormfly a little bit of time, nothing significant. He was kind of out of the way, but again, you know, look, I know Chris Trooper's, look, he is 36 seconds behind us though. Old man Jay, he's back on track, he also looked for a flag. But at least he come back out and raced. Yeah, 6 minutes 38. He definitely went for a cigarette on lap 69. Either that, or he really loves lap 69. Yeah, he went for a cigarette on lap 69, which is fine. At least he came back and finished the race and didn't just rage quit. But there's no one else to look at. I'm sorry, guys, that there is nothing else to watch but this battle here. We've got a Rooms 2.5 seconds clear, lap 79. There is just 20 minutes or 18 minutes left of this race. Wiggy is 2.4 behind. He 2:01.4 his last lap. 2:02.0 for Rooms. The gap's closing. Stormfly with a 2:01.8. He is purple. How purple is he? Very purple. That's what they're all saying. Can he beat them? Do we have a sub 2:01 in this race? I think we do. I think we have a sub 2:01, and whoever gets this sub 2:01 is going to be my driver of the day. That's what I'm offering. Driver of the day, a recognition for a sub 2:01. Now the top four only separated by 3.8 seconds, and we're watching Stormfly not because he's our favourite, but because he's the one that I think is most likely to get the sub 2:01. But he is 0.2 down on his last, on his best time. Wiggy is a 10th down. What about Rooms? When he goes through the next sector, is he up or is he down? And he is down, 7/10 down. So that initial blistering pace that Rooms showed when he took the lead of this race, that lead was 4 seconds. He's been cut to 2.2. They are now just separated by 3.7 seconds. It is lap 79, 2 hours 43 minutes in to this brilliant end to a brilliant racing endurance series. We're at Kyoto Yummy, whatever it's called, Uegima, I can't remember how it's pronounced. Kyoto Driving Park, the big track at Kyoto Driving Park. We're in the GR2 cars. This is the last 3 hour race of mine. We have emulated 24 hours of racing over 5 iconic racetracks with some of the best, brilliant driving racing cars of the 21st century. And this is the culmination of 15 hours of racing. It comes down to Arun's 2.1 seconds clear of Wiggy, who is 1.5 seconds clear of Stormfly. Grizz Troopers goes into the pits. Don't know why he's going. He doesn't really need to go in at this stage. He could make it to the end of this race with the tyres he's got and with the fuel he's got. Not really necessary, unless he feels he can make up that deficit on Rizzo. Don't know. Odd choice, but Stormfly, this man led this race for most of it. Most of this race he has been in the lead. He's out of the 80 odd laps we're going to be doing. I think it's going to be 86 maybe. Well, 2 minutes lap. There's a 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 15 minutes left, so that's what 7 laps. But yeah, but 88 laps. I'll call it ages ago. 88 laps it is. Yeah, so he's led for probably 50 of those laps. Easily 50. Easily 50 of those laps. It's probably close to 60 of those laps. And at one stage was 30 seconds clear of everybody else. But now we are on lap 80. It is Arun's 2.1 from Wiggy, who is 1.2 from Stormfly. But there's some question mark over whether Wiggy has run the medium tyres. I don't think he has. And I think he has been holding out to chuck them on the last lap. Does he do that? Well, no, of course he do. He won't. He won't not put the tyres on. But yeah, what's TJ? TJ's now a minute behind. He's not going to close up. And I do love that light on the back of that car. It's just, the way the light shines on, you can't really see it there. You only really see it when it shines off the back. In this kind of view, like that, and it's those bright lights shining off the back of the wing. But it looks absolutely brilliant. But I'll tell you what is brilliant. The gap now 1.9 seconds. Wiggy only needs to finish, well, ahead of Stormfly, wins. Just behind Stormfly, wins the championship. Third and Stormfly first, wins the championship. Fourth, doesn't win. So he's just got to stay in there. That's all he's got to do. Wiggy's doing the job. Arun's, he's in a good position now. He's going to jump up a few places. And to be fair, he's raced 3. This will be 2 wins from 3 races. I'll tell you what, I want him in this next endurance series we've got coming up in a few weeks' time. We want drivers like him in and amongst it at the top end. We want some more drivers, tandem drivers, more card-wise, more British Troopers, more J's. Give them some racing at the back of the pack as well. So we've got stuff all over. But we definitely want more Arun's and his ilk out front to really mix it up over these 3 hours. And look, he doesn't win every race. He's really struggled on there. Couldn't keep up with TJ. Couldn't keep up with Wiggy. Couldn't keep up with Stormfly. But today, very, very different. Not the best race for TJ, 4th place. Bear in mind his form in this championship. I think he's done enough to stay 4th, stay 3rd, to be in the top 3. It's such a shame because the top 4 in this race, 3 of them are in the top 3 in the championship, and the guy that's winning here, just by virtue of the fact he missed 2 races, the first 2 races this season, is not. Now he has got, well, lap 81. We are 13 minutes from the end of this race. He is 7 laps remaining. Fuel-wise, here we go. Is it doable? Is it doable, people? 5 laps, 6 laps remaining. Maybe it won't be a full 88, maybe 87 laps. But either way, fuel-wise, everyone's gone balls out. Stormfly actually, he's held off a little bit. Wiggy's got a 13-second gap. Now, is that because Stormfly knows he needs a fuel? Wiggy's going for it, and I think that's because Stormfly's last lap was a 2. You have a bad lap, was it? Oh yes, Stormfly had a bad lap. He had a 2:13.4. That put him right off the pace. That's why he's so far back. 2:13.4. That's what cost him. And I thought I saw him skidding, but he just kind of reappeared. So 2:13.4 for Stormfly. Wiggy is just 8 tenths up from Arun's now, but he's got to put medium tyres on. Has that mistake from Stormfly been enough to give Wiggy second? Don't know if 13 seconds is enough to go in, chuck on some tyres. He's going to have to put on a little bit of fuel as well, I think. Look at that. Look at way the brake lights just shine off that rim when they're braking. Or are the lights actually, the lights aren't actually on the wheel, are they? No, they're not, see? It does look awesome. No, what can I also, it does look exactly the same as the wheel colour. Which is a little bit weird. I think the lights will kind of shine in a different way. So, Arun's still holding on, but 1.2 seconds now, just. And we've got 11 minutes left in this race. Let's do a quick full rundown before the shit hits the fan. So there we go. Old man Jay, he is way back on lap 77. He is just about to be lapped by Fubar in 5th place. British Troopers is 3 laps up. The reason being is Old man Jay went for a cigarette for a couple of minutes. Chill down. Risto, 46 seconds up the road. He's running to the end. Chris bought some soft, so maybe trying to chase him down, maybe. But Risto is somewhere. Bandit running in 6th place, is 36 seconds up the road from Risto. Fubar 28 seconds up the road from Bandit. That's not going to get close now. He is a minute behind, 1 minute 48 seconds in fact behind TJ, who's closed that gap to 46 seconds. But that is because Stormfly had an awful lap on lap 18. In the 2:13, he's back in the 2:01s. Come on, Aaron, where's my sub 2:01 lap? Someone's got a sub 2:01, man. Give me that lap, please. Give me that lap. 12.7 seconds to Wiggy, who is crawling all over the back of a rooms like a professional footballer on a stripper in a nightclub. He is absolutely all over him. Can a Rooms hold him off? Wiggy makes the move up the inside into the lead of this race, and it's the switcheroo from the Rooms. He just lets Wiggy take the initial corner because he knows he's going to do the switcheroo and chuck it on him. These guys are racing hard. 3 hours they've been at it. 2 hours and 50 minutes. And the last 10 minutes, they are racing like they have just started. Absolutely on it. The adrenaline must be coursing through their veins right now. It's not because I don't give a shit. I'm only joking. It's fucking brilliant. Wiggy just dropping out to half a second as they go through the section that takes you back into the course. Which is out of Yamagiwa. I don't know why I can't say Yamagiwa. So they're back into the Yamagiwa part of the circuit, coming round into the last few turns. Arun's still holding out. The fuel is on red for Arun's. The fuel is on red for Wiggy. They're both just running on fumes, and the rest of this race is a biggie. How about that? I just made that sharp on pint, I don't even know. So Wiggy is crawling on the back of Arun still, and I still don't know if Wiggy needs to run the mediums or not, but I actually don't care. Right now, I don't actually care. I just want this race to continue as it is. It's been freaking brilliant. Arun went with a completely different strategy to everybody else. He started on the medium tyres and ran those bitches dry. With a whole hour in this race without even thinking about a pit stop. And then decided at that stage, and he ran in 2nd place for a lot of that period. Then he went into the pits and absolutely cranked it up. Did he crank it up enough? In terms of 1 lap pace, no he didn't. Because every time this man put in a fastest lap, this man came along and took it back. And he is the fastest man at the moment with a 2:01.026. Both Arun's and Wiggy have both gone 2:01.0, but not quite as quick as that. Now, has Stormfly got? He's got low fuel. He's got grippy tyres. Is there a 2:0 or 2 minutes and something? There's got to be a sub 2:01 in there somewhere. 13.7 seconds on Wiggy is, and he was chasing it down to try and win the championship. And let's face it, it was never in Stormfly's hands. It was never in his hands. He had to win this race, absolutely, but he had to rely on Wiggy not finishing in the top 3. So Stormfly did everything in his power to try and win the race. It just hasn't happened. It's another Dutchman. It's Arun's who says, I don't care what you want, mate. He says, I'm a proper Dutchman. I was born here. I'm having this. And he is. And a spin from Arun's, and Wiggy goes through. Does that bring Stormfly in? Where is him? That's a big round spin. He's back. He's back and he's racing again, but that spin has cost him. And Wiggy is not only going to be the Mind Endurance Champion, he's going to win this race on his way to doing that as well. Now, they're coming up behind Risto in order to lap him. And there is still that question mark in the back of my head as to whether Wiggy has put on that medium set of tyres, or is he literally going to do it for the last lap? Maybe that's what he is doing. And if that's the case, can he now open up a gap? Because that was absolutely fucking brilliant. Yeah, what a brilliant last few laps this has been. It's almost as though I don't know. It's just like the last half hour of the race where what fuck it, we've been messing around up until now. Now we're going to have it, and have it indeed they are. There is Wiggy. 3.1 seconds is how much he gained when Arooms just randomly, I mean, he's not put a foot wrong this entire race, not put a foot wrong. And then the pressure from Wiggy just got inside his head. He took that Welsh wizard calmness and he got inside Aroom's head. And Aroom's just a momentary lapse of concentration and spins that car around. He did get it back under control, and he got it back under control quickly, but not quickly enough because Wiggy took the lead. Stormfly now 10 seconds back, and he's got a bit more. If he can push, come on, push. Maybe he's pushing too hard. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's trying so hard to give me my sub 201. It's going to cost him top 2. But to be fair, he's been phenomenal all day. Just starting to drop off towards the end. And what is it? It's 10 past 11 here in the UK. It's 10 past 12 there in the Netherlands. So very late night for the Dutch drivers. But you can suck it up. You're good enough or not. Wiggy in the lead, 3.2 seconds clear now. It is lap 85. There are 4 minutes left of this 3-hour endurance race. It has been 14 hours and 56 minutes of racing so far in this series. 14 hours and 56 minutes over 5 races. We started just before Christmas. We had a 24 hours of Le Mans in the brilliant GR1 cars. We then moved on to Bathurst, where we raced for another 3 hours. After Bathurst, we moved on. We went to Daytona. We did 3 hours at Daytona. That's when we first saw this guy. That's when Arooms first announced himself to the endurance racing world. Then we went from there to Nürburgring, where he just didn't perform quite the same. And this guy pulled a win out of the bag, despite actually early doors, both him and Stormfly having some interesting battles and crashing a bit. But he pulled out, he kind of dug deep and he pulled out a win last week, and that opened up a gap to Stormfly, who couldn't get past TJ in the end and ended up finishing a couple back. So that battle with TJ actually proved to be maybe Stormfly's downfall. And then again today, Arooms, just lastminute.com pulls it out on Stormfly, who'd already been 30 seconds clear. But the pressure from this man, the Mind Endurance Series champion, Wiggy, just as he comes out of or into the section that would make up part of the Wiggys Wiggler here at Yamagiwa. Konnichiwa. So the Coca-Cola liveried, brilliant car. It's been a brilliant drive from Wiggy. 5.7 seconds clear he is now. The thing is, if he hasn't run the medium size, he's going to have to do it now, and he won't win this race. But he's 12 seconds clear of Stormfly, and he only needs to finish one place behind him. We'll soon see if he's done it or not. Oh, there he goes. He is going to put on the medium tyres now, so he won't win this race. Arooms will win this race purely by essentially default. Wiggy drops to second. He's going to drop to third. It's devastating. Wiggy has been so entertaining in the tail end of this race. He gets out ahead of Stormfly. Stormfly's going to be coming at you like Cleopatra. Makes that move up into second. Wiggy won't want to let him go though. He'll stay with him, but it's going to be hard on those medium compound tyres. As Aroom says, wipes his brow and says, "Thank fuck for that." because he had no way of knowing. Because there's no way that he's been listening this whole time. I know for a fact 'cause I've been watching the viewer numbers. And I tell you now that Rooms at some stage, when he spun, he wiped his brow and said, fuck it, or whatever the equivalent is in Dutch. And now he is just like, and he's going to win this race. And deservedly so. I mean, he's raced well all day. I mean, any one of those top three absolutely deserves this. But I think Room's strategy just was so far out there compared to everybody else's that he ran those medium tyres for as long as he possibly could in the first stint while maintaining an insane pace out front. But this is going to be the final lap of the race and he's going to be your winner. And so Rooms, the Bandit, finishes in 6th place and Haristo will finish in 7th. That's the last lap for those guys. This is the final lap of this 3-hour series. This is the final lap of this 15-hour race series. And here we go. Rooms into the final sector. He's got 3 turns. He's got 2 turns. He's got 1 turn between him and the race win here. And he'll come round and sweep round this right-hander. And despite spinning a couple of laps ago and it looking pretty freaking bleak, he comes home and takes the win and spins his way across that line. Stormfly will take second, Wiggy in third. TJ comes home in 4th place. Let's screenshot that so I can do the results. TJ will come home in 4th place. Fubar Philantis will come home in 5th. I'm going to start updating the results while I'm doing this because then I can do the final things on the stream. How about that? That's how good I am at this shizzle. Talk amongst yourselves while I try and do admin and watch the racing at the same time. So TJ will come home in 4th. I know there's quite a big galaxy. I want this one. So everyone else home. TJ home in 4th place. Fubar in 5th. Bandit 6th. Christo in 7th. Grizz Troopers in 8th. Old Man Jay finishes in 9th place. And let's get this results done. Finish racing update results. Stormfly with the 201.026. 2. Driver of the race for me though, actually. Driver of the day, I'm not sure I'm going to give it. I think I'm going to give it to Wiggy. No, I'm not. I'm giving it to a Room to run the race. He's going to get it for him. There we go. Qualified pole was so it was a Rooms from VR46. Great results there for a Rooms winning part of TG Community Racing as well. So winning it there. So Stormfly was 2nd. Wiggy comes home in 3rd. I think that's enough for him to secure the championship. We will double check now. 4th place was Ghost TJ. 5th place was Fubar, comfortably 5th as well in the end there. Then it was Bandit, then Hardwire, then Grizz Troopers, then Jay. Demos was a did not start. And I've got to move that and put the fastest lap with the correct driver, of course. Update race results. So there we go. How was that for a race? Pretty damn good, wasn't it? So let's bring up the final results table. And Stargroup is indeed your champion. I'm not going to fuck off to it up. So Stargroup is your champion. 107 points. 5 points clear. He finished of VR46. So Stormfly does come home in 2nd. Ghost rounds out that top 3 with 94 points. Fubar just outside the top 3, 80 points for him in 4th place. Rooms, despite only doing 3 races, gets into that top 5, just ahead with 68 points, just ahead of Jay, 49. Jay completed all 5, 52 points for him. Congratulations, he did jump above Yellow Sausages, the winner of the first 2 races. Brilliant, brilliant performance there. Colum comes home in 8th behind Yellow Sausages. Grizz Troopers in 9th. BM Racing is followed by Bandits, Hardwire in 12th, Avalon in 13th. He only did the one race for Jersey in 14th, Batman for 15th. Demos did no races, but he did sign up for one. Forza was disconnected from a race, so 0 points for them too. In terms of the full results table, really, I mean, it just goes to show, if we look at positions, Wiggy finished third, second, first, third. That's why he won this tournament, because he's been consistently in the top 3. And out of everybody, he is the only one that finished every race in the podium. Stormfly was 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. Hasn't won a race in this series, and not one. Ghost neither, 2nd, 4th, 6th, 2nd, 4th. Actually, I thought he finished the podium more than that. Fubar 6th, 5th, 4th, 5th, and 5th. So there we go. That is all done and dusted. This has been one of my favourite series, this Mind Endurance series, and we will be doing this again. Absolutely, without question, we're doing this again. But I'll tell you when we do it. Thank you so much for those of you that join me, and thanks for being involved in this Mind Championship. Thanks for helping us raise the money. We're going to move on. We're going to move on to a new charity, and we'll let you know who that'll be when we do it. All that's left for me to say really is thank you very much for joining me. I've been Urban Pirate. This has been Black Flag Racing TV with the Race for Mind final round. We will be back tomorrow for something new.
Mental health problems affect 1 in 4 of us. Join Mind now in the fight for mental health.